And we're live.
Welcome, everyone. The Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley, our committee meeting. And we are here as well in council chambers at the municipal building. Today's Tuesday, January 13th. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Are there any additions to the agenda?
Yes.
The Gen Tech?
Yes, we have to approve this.
Okay. So I
Time
don't
is of the essence. This is for the John Street project.
okay.
It is fully funded, but we have to get this going because it'll be 15 weeks.
Can I add this to Daryl's reporting section?
Yeah, that's a good time to put it in, actually.
Okay, great. Anything else? No? Can I get confirmation of the agenda? Sorry, John, all in favor? Thank you. Are there any pecuniary interests or general nature thereof? I see none. Can I get any issues, questions about the minutes from the last meeting?
Sorry, in the agenda, I should have said, I don't have a full mayor's report. I just
Okay.
have a couple of things I'm gonna touch on.
That's
I will
okay.
have a fulsome mayor's report at the beginning of February. When I'm actually, into Roma and into being more, thanks, sorry about that.
That's okay.
But I do have a few things. I just didn't want you to think I had a full one.
Annette and I were just talking as well as the library report, so I just
Yes.
received their year end, so I'll talk about it at the next meeting.
Perfect.
So can I get approval of the minutes, please? Okay, Meredith, all in favor? We don't have any delegations today. Welcome, Daryl. Don't sit down so quick. Come on over here. Perfect timing. Over.
As always.
Okay,
We added the Gem Tech proposal.
so you,
Second, yeah.
that's.
You scored 100%. Look at you.
We've had 100 now for, oh God, must be 10 or 12 years now, I think.
I just
We
always
used to
think,
get like 98, 97, but
because we've had this conversation, right, Harold, where they always have to find something.
that's right.
Like that doorstop doesn't hold the door open properly or, yeah. So, yeah, it's very
So,
impressive.
yeah, it was pretty good. It took a long time to get our results, but it's well worth the waiting. Other than that, we put in 4 new actuators, so it's making life a lot easier. During our backwashes because they were failing all the time.
Just as someone who doesn't understand what an actuator is, I wonder if you could give
It's
a
not an
little.
actuary.
Oh, maybe you could just give a little bit more of a insight.
An actuator, we have electric actuators, sometimes they're pneumatic, but. They actually turn the valves. So like they're automatically, when there's a signal sent to them, they're supposed to be open, they open. When then the signal tells them to close, then they'll turn it back closed,
Okay.
so.
So that's for potable water heading towards the houses.
Yes, it was. And half and half, the 4 of them were. There's 2 valves, one is heads for the houses. And when we're washing, that valve closes and the other valve opens, which then sends the water to waste because we've stirred it up, so it's not gonna meet criteria as the wash water is dumped out. So.
Good job.
So we had a water service break on the 31st of December on Queen Street.
Of course, on New Year's Eve, why not?
Yeah. And
I was trying to figure if that was the 31st, 31 Queen Street.
Oh, I only knew because we drove through. Yeah.
so that was pretty well it for water. I do have another break. We're having a hard time getting parts because it's very normal materials. So,
Where's that, Joe?
but it's behind the arena,
Oh, okay.
so we have it valved down slow.
No big deal.
No. Anyways, we're working on that.
So sorry, was it the whole of Queen Street that was down?
No, just one block from the dollar store to Louis Street. So just one section. I think we lost 11 houses, 12 houses. And then the one business, just the variety store. So it was good. And this next one, once we get it repaired, no one will be affected because it's isolated between the river or on either side of the. And in far as the sewage, we emptied the plant. Number 2 plant.
Yeah, seriously, this was the weirdest sentence I think I've ever
I
read.
knew you'd have.
In one of your reports, I'm going to read it for the people that aren't here that are viewing public. We emptied the number 2 treatment plant due to lack of food for the bacteria, and the bugs were dying and caused our level to increase.
I know.
I read it and like, was Daryl drunk when he wrote his report? Like, what does that even mean? But it's like a septic system, right?
Yeah.
You need
Bacteria.
the bacteria because it's a living organism. But I gotta tell you, I read it a few times.
So our FM ratio is not ideal, and because in the winter time, the bugs get really sluggish.
As bugs do.
Yeah. So we didn't have enough material going in to keep it warm. Believe it or not, they need to be warmer, so we put more in the other one and we're building up our suspendeds to try and keep more temperature, and so there's a greater abundance of food for them. So if they're slugging along there, if they feel like having a bite, they can have one, kind of thing.
Mean by food, though,
It's a buffet.
like by bacteria or,
Yeah, bacteria eats bacteria in the
Right.
system.
so food isn't like waste food like we put in our old composting stuff, or it's just
Whatever
natural.
comes down the toilet.
Okay, it's what goes, understood.
It could be, yeah.
No, I didn't, we're not on wastewater, but I do like dump old
Yeah.
food in.
Yeah.
Through to get rid of it instead of putting it in the garbage in the toilet, because it's good for the septic.
Yeah.
So it's the same, I'm just trying to understand if it's the
Same
same thing.
idea.
Got it,
You
okay.
gotta love city girls that know about septic.
Right.
16, I know.
Don't even talk to me about it.
It took some time to
Yes,
learn.
it does.
Like, if you've got a little bit of sour cream left in the thing, put it in the toilet if it's gone bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Like
lots of food.
Yeah.
There's, the only difference is ours is aerobic and
Not
yours is
anaerobic.
anaerobic. So they're a different boat, and they don't like getting along.
Must be a Men in Black.
And apparently they get sluggish.
That's right.
You're welcome, viewing public.
So the treatment plant uses the same model?
As a septic system,
Yeah.
more or
Like
less,
this-
but we add air to keep, it's a different type of
Okay.
bacteria. And
It's fascinating.
when you look at them under the microscopes, you can see them.
Yeah, I don't wanna do that.
That's when you know
I-
when they're
I don't
alive.
want any part of that fear factor.
No.
All right,
No, but when I read it, that was the first time I realized that it was sort of the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
Marv, did you have a question?
Years ago, they used to get a report on the chemicals in the raw water.
Right.
It's not, does it come, I know it was like 0.001 or something, but I've tried to see it or find it in the report and,
Not in this report, it won't be, Merv.
okay.
We'll give you another one in probably in February sometime.
My curiosity is to,
Because,
what farm chemicals are getting in the water before.
yeah, that we have a test there that probably has, I don't know, 35 or 38 tests of different,
Different chemicals, yeah, I mean, there's nothing, anything as ours that I ever saw,
no,
no.
no. But no, they don't, all they care about is that they're done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, what I used to see at the highest, not that high, it was Roundup, and I'm thinking, well, who around Golden Lake now would be using Roundup?
That report's on our website, right, Daryl? The one with all those?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's just curiosity thing.
So now I'm doing up the reports from last year.
You do a lot of reports. Just to keep us out of water and wastewater prison.
Yeah, exactly. That's my biggest fear. Yeah, so.
That
After watching
training
Walker
session
Town.
scared the bejeebers out of Gracie.
I think John too.
Yeah, maybe a little, yeah.
Yeah.
We all like memories of Walkerton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the case study, right? So,
Yeah, we'll choose that.
Okay, and Gem Tech.
Yep.
So we will approve this evening.
Right?
For the
Definitely.
geotechnical, hydrological and environmental.
Right.
Perfect.
infrastructure project.
For the embargoed project that we can't announce until February 2nd now.
Right.
Awesome.
Is there anything though that we can say about this?
Nope.
So we're approving something we can't talk about?
Just like every other time we get every other time we get a grant, we have to sign it. We can't talk about it.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense. But this is fully funded, just so everybody is aware. It's 70,000, but it's,
Yeah, like the funding is, it's 80% funded, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then the rest.
I mean,
So we're-
it's in the
fully
budget.
Funded because we also took money from OSIP, and so it is fully funded, sorry.
It's in the water and wastewater budget.
It is.
Right.
Thanks, Daryl.
All right.
Good call.
I hate it every time. Thanks, Daryl.
Welcome, Jason. You're up.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Jason.
So we have started our recycling transition, from 6 with more waste.
And,
Seems to be going smooth so far.
okay, I've had a lot of compliments about how much people can recycle, but it's not really to us, right? Like it's to,
No.
it's lovely, but yeah.
So Miller has put bigger bins in waste sites, so they're not picking up as often. I think it's been 2 weeks since they've, and most of the sites are just getting filled up now.
Okay.
So-
And that's unusual.
Well, we had smaller bins, right?
No, I'm just how
It's about the average for the winter.
it is, okay.
Miller has also commenced the curbside commercial pickup for recycling at businesses. That was on Friday.
How did that work out?
Actually, very well. I think we have a meeting with Miller just to discuss any problems that they may have arose.
I was just thinking about the businesses that had to change the way they were, is the,
Yeah, no, everything seems to be,
awesome. That's great.
we haven't heard anything. If we do.
I will tell you, when I read your report that, I mean, it didn't say everything is hunky dory, but when you didn't cite any problems, I assume. But I was in a Roma board meeting a couple of weeks ago and then Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus last week. And there are municipalities that are having a really tough time with this. So I gotta tell you guys, thank you for how you've managed through this transition, because other municipalities are not having an easy time. And trying to make decisions on businesses and what they're gonna pick up, who they're going to use as a contractor. So like kudos to you guys for making this happen.
We're well, small, so it definitely helps that way.
But there are other small ones that are, they're not in as good shape and they're behind. So, yeah.
I think Cobden was one of the ones that were having a real problem.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna name names.
Remove that from the record.
No, but no, I'm talking all across Eastern Ontario, there were challenges.
So the Christmas tree drop off, final day is January the 9th. Was January the 9th. I think there might be 3 Christmas trees there. So
What are you doing with them?
we'll just take them, grind
Grind them up?
Yeah.
So somebody posted they wanted them for their goats.
Oh,
Goats.
yeah,
Did they eat?
Yeah,
They
they
eat
goats eat
everything.
everything.
they eat everything. They ate our cedars as far up as they could stand on their hind legs.
Yeah.
We didn't have goats after that. They ate every single cedar we had.
Yeah,
Interesting.
We've been approached by the snowmobile
Mhm.
Ultra Cup for the Torchlight Parade. So the parade is happening February 6th. It's Friday night.
And they contacted me about the route that Bill Kennedy had put in place. But I thought that's way above my pay grade. You best talk to Jason and the road super from North Algonah Wilberforce.
No, I had a meeting here with one of the organizers, so
Okay, good.
that's pretty much set in place.
Is the road, is the route? On roads,
Yeah,
or is it on
no,
trails or
no,
rivers?
we'll be on the road, main road.
Okay.
The side streets in town. It's gonna go on the connecting link in a few locations, but we'll have traffic control
Sorry, which,
on the connecting link.
okay,
It'll be in a few locations, but we'll have traffic control there. For that,
and is that, are they publicizing all of that
I
information?
believe so.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and the banner's up and, yeah.
No, just about the route, so
Oh,
people
but
know
the
where to
route-
go.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
they're gonna have a lead vehicle. So to make sure that everybody kind of stays in the pack and doesn't get out of control.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if they wanted people like a parade
for-
on the route.
Most people, well, it'll go downtown across the bridge, so.
Okay.
And then all the back streets as far as Fairfields, and then they turn there and come back down,
Great.
But yes.
Are they walking or they're driving?
They'll be on ATVs,
ATVs.
yes,
Blackletter sign.
yes.
It's quite a fun thing, yeah.
So right now, we've been just doing our winter maintenance. Moving snow where we can and keeping everything flowing.
So I can ask one more question about that?
Mhm.
Are they actually using torch lights or what are they? Okay,
No, they're gonna go, everybody can decorate their vehicle the way they want. What they find is the torch lights don't last the whole parade. And people are getting burnt and
yeah, that was my.
they did when they did the
Just
oval
with
that
our
one
history of
year.
Fires.
It was really cool. They had the survivor
Yeah,
torches, but that was only on the oval.
yeah.
Yeah, so.
I'm just feeling like going through town with torches.
What
Given our,
wrong?
given our history.
In Switzerland recently too.
Yeah, and
right?
Switzerland
Yeah.
and Douglas and
Yeah.
there's a lot of tragedy, right? So mitigating that, I'm glad to hear.
So we've been also very busy with doing maintenance on our vehicles. It's been a year that I've never really seen the maintenance and snowfalls.
It's been a
Not to
very,
mention 3 major replacements.
Yeah,
It's been quite a year.
it's been a very weird winter. Yeah,
Well, cause it's not staying. It snows a lot, but then it
Yeah.
goes away.
You have
yeah,
to cut your grass, in between.
I saw that.
so one thing I don't have on the report is salt shortage for roads, departments. We have been fortunate, we've been getting our loads when we order them. But I'm not sure what is gonna happen in the future.
Why is that, Jack?
Well, I guess the Goodrich, the mine can't keep up with all the salt usage this year.
Really?
Yes,
I think in other parts of Ontario that have had a hell of a lot of big snow spots.
yeah.
They
that's-
get up around Barrie and up in there, I got a daughter up in there.
Yeah, like the places that normally don't get a whole lot of snow, I've seen a lot more activity, so they're using more salt.
And there's really no substitute, just the sand isn't for the same purpose.
No. Sand is good because it gives you traction. More traction longer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it treated sand?
No.
Just regular sand?
Yeah. Stone size is a 10 millimeter.
There's a lot of sand around here. I wonder if we would have a local source worth looking at. I mean, our farm is all sand.
So is mine.
Depends on the water table and
Yeah. Just something maybe to investigate.
I know that winter sand is gonna get harder to get. Cause you have to have a gritty sand, not a blow away sand.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, so there are parameters. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
Just.
sandbox sand. Okay.
Well,
Well,
we might have it, not sure.
Something to plan in the summer.
Yeah,
So where do we get our sand from? Is it not rough stuff? Yeah.
yeah. So that's my neighbor. That's why it would. Give me a call. If you're run out. We have a field.
She's gonna sneak you in.
Oh, on her property,
Oh, yeah.
side business.
If you're running out of things to do in the snowfall,
Yeah.
Boneshire Lodge Road, after you come off the railroad track in the swamp, there's an ash or an elm about that big around leaning away over the road. It's sufficiently long, right, well, you'll be able to see that, but I think that if it fell over the road, the top would hit the hydro line on the other side of the road.
and I'm not allowed to start up my chainsaw.
Anybody else?
Run,
you.
Doing a good
Jason,
job.
run.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Take care.
Keep up the good work.
Jay, how much are we supposed to get overnight?
One, maybe.
Oh, really? Oh, that's, okay. Great.
There's snowing tonight? There's 3 different forecasts, so they're all different.
Oh, you know what the next time you're in, I want you to tell council about the things on the Foymount Hill under the
We'll
road.
sit there.
Yeah. Can you make a note of that? Cause I don't wanna speak to it. Lee told me, but I will bugger it up.
That's the heaters.
It's, no, it's gauges.
Weather station.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but it's in the road.
oh,
There's new ones though that you don't have to put.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. If you could just give a little blurb at your next, cause I was like, oh, I'll never be able to report on that. Thank you.
Welcome, Kevin.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
You don't mind getting garbage pail and a sign? We were asked for a garbage bin and a sign at the beach on Lake Clear. Cause there's a lot of garbage under the snow, I guess.
Okay, it comes with a few flags, is. How often you want to empty it, that'd be one thing.
How often do you go out and look at the porta potty washroom?
Sporadically, not on the schedule by no means.
Okay, can we think about that, please, before
Yeah.
springtime?
Because we have a sign up there right now. that
Yes.
says-
But,
I know,
Yeah.
I understand.
oh, and the resident said it wouldn't fix the whole problem, but a garbage can would certainly fix part of the problem.
Part of the problem,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, thank you.
So we're good to
Yeah,
go.
good to go.
Okay. Anyways, first I want to thank you for your Christmas present. Meg thinks the M was for her, but it's not, so.
It was. Right,
What is that?
right?
Happy wife, happy life?
Yeah, we're going with that.
Anyways, the arena, we're in full swing with the hockey tournaments. All the skating, great turnouts. We've had lots of private rentals over the Christmas holidays from families, renting ice plus going upstairs. Menard is running a school hockey Wednesday mornings, first thing in the morning, so that's great addition. Public school, renting ice,
mhm.
That's
Really
fantastic.
good.
Yeah, I'm really glad, I'm really happy about that.
and
We still have a special rate for the school, right?
yes, we do.
That's good.
Yes, we do. The Eagles Nest decorations are all down now, so Centennial Park. Outdoor rink, well.
We're calling it Centennial Park.
Sorry,
Earl Tracy Park.
Sorry, my mistake.
So,
Take a bit of time.
so yeah, I know. So I gather you flooded it, but today it's mush.
Well, we did it before Christmas and kind of just walked away from it because the weather just wasn't permitting, so anyways, it's one of those things,
Just so you know, on social media, all the municipalities that have outdoor rinks are getting the same comments, like
Hmm.
McNabb Braeside has an outdoor rink, Greater Madawaska has an outdoor, like, there's not much we can do about it.
Talk to God.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
the
How
Bolter Cup,
cold do we really want it?
the Bolter Cup banner we're put up for the roads department,
Yeah.
last Friday night's windstorm come through and broke one of the ropes, so we had to come in yesterday, get Alan to come back in and fix up the one road, for otherwise it would have been God knows where, but anyways, got repaired.
That's
The
not
temporary fix right now, hopefully it stays up for the next 3-4 weeks and.
Yeah.
I wanna say, like, I appreciate the service oriented mentality of working with Volunteer Cup. They bring a lot of people in and business and economic development, travel. So I think it's good that we're supporting them when these things happen.
It's also a big year. It's their 50th.
The 50th,
So
that's
it's
right.
yeah.
Yes,
Right.
Vulture Cup is like they've went out, it's sponsored 4 ice times, plus we're having an event upstairs on the Thursday night
Nice.
prior to
Right.
the races. Other than that, that's pretty much the end of my report. Any questions?
Anybody?
So I will just put it out there now that part of my report has to do with the upgrades to the arena and all the funding and all the grants. So if you have any technical questions on chillers, condensers, compressors, heat pumps.
Ask you.
Whatever. Kevin is here now. If it's not
Be
technical
careful what you
questions,
ask.
it's financing questions, you know, and administration questions, Sandra and I are here. But if there was something technical in those quotes or reports,
Once again, way above my pay grade.
I will just ask you the question, is there anything that you think we should know or understand? Maybe give us a little more depth of what these upgrades mean in terms of this.
Well, the thing, both units are about, they're both one's 24, 23 years old. Almost at the end of life of use, so any upgrade will be beneficial because they're more efficient units these days.
Mhm.
Just a couple of things. For the condenser, use less water, number one, so that's gonna be a big saving. The new system, the condenser runs on cycles, ours runs full automatic now, so when it's on, it's all on. So it's synchronized, it's a 3-speed system, so again, we're gonna be saving hydro.
That's great.
Yeah, and the thing is, a faster cool down. With the newer unit. The skid plate, the chiller inside the arena, since they're a small area, it's a smaller unit, so we can use a smaller brine pump. Which in turns less power and a smaller chiller, so we're saving both ways on that one.
So it's bringing us closer to net zero.
Yes, everything's gonna be.
Everything's more efficient.
Wasn't it 80%? Am I misquoting? Was it 80%?
Yep.
Yep.
So.
Would have been nice to get, look. Go ahead, Tracy. Go ahead.
So that's good news to us because our condenser, we had a little hiccup there last year with a leak and we were able to fix it temporary, so
Bubble gum and twine.
I'm glad to see that one getting fixed for sure, so.
It's not good when you have to MacGyver your
No.
recreation.
Do a workaround.
That's right.
One thing I'm wondering, just on the technical front about it also, is like in the past, we take the ice out and then put it back in for different seasons. Some rinks have ice full year. Does this system change our ability or any of that? Like, I'm not sure if the reason why we took it in or out was a cost reason or an equipment reason?
Events on the
Yeah.
rink surface,
Well, events, yeah,
Yeah.
right? Canada Day, weddings.
right.
And usually by March, parents have had enough.
Yeah.
Is it doing at the speed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife says,
finger.
Speaking for himself. He's like, you know what, lady?
But I know
My
that there are
marriage, I'm-
sometimes, like, we take our,
Yeah.
like,
no,
there are camps and there are other things that, skills-based things that can be done in the, March, April, May timeframe.
Right.
If that's an option to sort of get more use out of or not.
If you extended it, you want to get a guaranteed rental because
Yeah,
you're, with the extra costs.
right.
Well, even staff costs.
Yeah.
I suspect it depends on the insulation in the arena as well.
And even in starting up in the fall, when you're dealing with 80-degree temperatures outside, well, it takes longer to bring everything down.
Yeah,
So.
you had that one September or end of August that you were trying to put in ice and it was not going well.
No,
I remember
yeah,
that,
that's-
Well, we did increase the ceiling as well a number of
That's
years ago.
Yeah,
Try and-
when I was here.
So it wasn't dripping on us.
And I guess the reason I asked the question is just like to understand now as opposed to then, so, well, if we had gone with a different system or whatever, it would have made. So just understanding like the equipment that we're putting in now, it gives us the same usability. Does it didn't give us anything different?
No, a better. You have a faster cool down for sure with the new system.
Mhm.
That's the game plan here. It's gonna cool her down faster. To have a longer season into April, Dad, you'd have to get a commitment from the users.
Right, like it's doable. It's more of a question of,
Yeah.
it's not the equipment.
Have you ever had anybody ask if you could extend the season, like even until May, say?
No, they sometimes a little into April, but and that's the thing is the rest of the ranks, it doesn't mean we're Ultra Valley, we don't care what everybody else does. However, though, is I go back to you like, you have to have on Saturdays and Sundays, you gotta have that rink being used. If not, it's you're cooling everything down for maybe 2 or 3 rentals, and that just doesn't at the end of the day,
Mhm.
like, it's.
Yeah, you've got to have a return on investment, right?
That's right.
And it's staff time and it's, yeah, absolutely, running the Zamboni even.
Well, it's
But
a cost.
it is, I was just interested though, because if you'd had, like somebody say, oh, my kid's birthday is the first week of May. But are we gonna keep it open for one? That's, okay.
No, it's more like a skills camp that would want to come into the area or that
Yeah.
they would be
We
doing.
tried, when I first was on council, roller skating.
Mhm.
So we had, sometimes it was like a couple people, but there was a group of women that did like derby skating, roller derby.
Yeah,
That showed up, so I think,
Right now, we're taking the ice out in the March and the Arctic Winter Games Arm reached out to me and they booked it. And I said, well, just let you know, we'll have the rink available for you at the end of April, like the last week of April. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you could be 30 degrees, like it's gonna be cool. Cause the
Right.
ice is only gone 20 days. So, or 30, like, it varies. So
so they're
Yeah.
looking it for not ice.
that's right, yeah,
Okay.
Okay,
for non-ice, yeah. Yeah. So.
interesting. Yeah, I think any replacement of equipment that we can do with
Upgrades.
grants is fantastic.
Mhm.
I'd like to thank Annette for all the hard work that she did behind the scenes on the,
Mm.
grant work that's,
No
they don't
kidding.
see, but I know, yeah, it doesn't get
You
there.
don't make your department heads do the grant proposals?
One more question, just while what do you think the lifespan of this is? Like the other lasted 25
In the rate,
years?
25 to 30, yeah, 20 to
This is the
25
same-
years, yeah.
Kind of, okay.
So it's not gonna be like refrigerators. Her
Right.
refrigerator, right?
Getting
Her
worse.
refrigerator from the 70s still works, but my refrigerator that I bought pre-COVID is now dying. Great question, Meredith.
Yeah, but you got a bigger door on this refrigerator.
Yes.
thanks,
Good,
Kevin.
thank
thank you.
you.
Sandra.
Oh, shoot.
States.
I wanted to ask him something about swimming, but we can put it on for February.
Yeah, okay. You can probably, I'm fairly involved in the swimming program if you want to ask when I get to Sarah's
Perfect.
report. Sorry, Sandra.
So the December 31st budget report was in your package along with the balance sheet for December. So there's still a lot of year-end entries to be made, but did anybody have any questions at this time for those? So yep, so we're working on the year-end entries and the auditors will be coming the 19th and the 20th of February to do year-end. The 2026 water rates were calculated. There's a bylaw in tonight's council meeting for approval. As well as tonight's bylaw, there's a 2026 interim borrowing bylaw, which we're probably not gonna need, but we pass it every year,
Yes,
just in case.
it's
And-
prudent.
Yes, and the 2026 interim tax billing bylaw is in there for your approval tonight as well. So same installments, dates as usual. In 2025, I issued 143 tax certificates. And also included in your package was the 2025 council remuneration. And that's the end of my report.
It's exhausting.
I know.
Great, thank
No
you.
questions on anything else?
Good job.
Oh, good.
Give us an update?
Sure. So staff's continuing to work on citywide asset management software, getting everything transferred over to that, so, you know, that takes time. We meet with them every Friday and we just keep trucking along until we can get that up and running so that we can have our citizen portal and we can make some reports that come forward to council over that and things like that.
I'm so excited about the citizen portal.
Mhm.
Like, I think we will use it as well to report.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Bank of Montreal, so we did meet with them on December the 15th. We, lots of questions asked, lots of discussion, but not a lot of information came back. And at the end of the day, they said they would take all of the questions and take all of the discussion back and get back to us the first week of January. So last week on Wednesday, I hadn't heard anything, so I did reach out to kind of say, so, you know, you had said you would send an email with some correspondence with some answers to some of our questions. And I haven't received it yet, and the email I got back was very, there was nothing in it. So,
The email we got back was ridiculous. That they're going to work with people one-on-one
yes,
and that they're going to place the building in the hands of a broker. When I was at the caucus last week, this is going on all over the place, a lot in Eastern Ontario. There are a lot of Eastern Ontario wardens that are pretty ticked off that banks are closing in their, specifically BMO. And I just received this from the president of AMO, who I spoke to last week about this. And the Financial Post headline is BMO to sell 138 US branches to First Citizens Bank, then open 150 more, mainly in California. That's, I swear to God, that's the headline. Like it's absurd. Anyway, I think that we have to schedule a town hall meeting. And I think that we need to have our wonderful partners in the media there. And we can invite the branch managers to come, but the higher ups at BMO will not be there and they do not care to meet with us again.
I have two thoughts on this. Number one is that the last meeting I had suggested that we reach out to their equity and inclusion.
yeah,
And I think that if that avenue hasn't been yet explored, that we should explore it right away.
Okay.
Because
That
that,
was my email to Annette,
okay,
but we wanted to talk to you guys first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I think that we have a specific issue here with Mennonites and people who don't use technology, as
Yes.
well as given our location as a very central location in this community that people come from. So I think you know all the things to say, but I think it really is, let's get them fighting it internally. And I think
Agreed.
point two is, I think we need to reach out to the federal government.
Okay.
This is an issue that is financial institutions
Mhm.
and it's happening not just here, and now that I'm hearing that it's
Oh,
happening in
it's-
other places and they're going to. I think we have a banker as a prime minister and they care very
Yeah.
much about, especially if they're moving to the US, given the US-Canada relationship. I think that there are several ministers, but that we, through AMO perhaps, or together with AMO and a few other people, I think we need to come up with a strategy before it's too late.
So, considering that, 98% of them are rural, I have taken it to the Roma board. What I didn't want to do is have a rant at my board meeting, not knowing whether or not, well, I assumed from what we heard in that last meeting that Annette and I had, that we were going to have a meeting this week.
Mhm.
Or sorry,
Last
hear from them last week, set up a meeting for this week. The fact that they have not even acknowledged a meeting, I literally had to stop typing to Annette,
Mhm.
sort of mid-email, and I emailed her about 4 hours later, my blood was boiling. They absolutely did not hear us at all. And so I did, in my email, I actually said to Annette, let's do the inclusivity department, but I like the idea of having them fight internally. When I was at the caucus on Friday, my head almost blew off my body. I could not believe that other small rural municipalities that this is their only bank. And then my friend Robin says, oh, and by the way, they're building 150 in the States. Well, that's absolutely, it's not acceptable, period. And completely unacceptable. So I think that, yes, both of those things, Meredith. However, I also think that we do need a town hall meeting. I want to hear from our residents. I want to hear these stories, even from the people who have had some one-on-one training and some of the challenges that they're going to have. I'm going to ask one of our neighbors who has a Mennonite community, and he actually knows some of the Mennonites, if he would join in, because it's also North Algona's bank. But I didn't want to do any of this in sort of a bubble. I wanted to make sure that we're all on board. I think that a town hall at the Eagle's Nest on maybe a Thursday night, that's not too big, maybe a Wednesday night or Thursday night. But we need to do this now.
We
Like
need to build a
it's,
campaign, like all the things that we're gonna do.
yes,
Yeah, 'cause
absolutely.
we can't have a town hall without saying like, this is our plan, what else?
That's-
And getting their story, so I
Yeah.
think we need to have, I'm just looking up, I'm not sure, given that the ministries change. Who regulates banking and financial services? What ministry is responsible
Oh,
for it
federally, you mean,
federally? There's sometimes it's financial institutions, I'm not sure if it's finance itself or treasury, I know there's a secretary of state. Who's chief of staff, I know, I'm happy to, given like what's the date that they have for the closure?
June,
June,
19th, I think.
but these things come up fast, and to turn it around,
yeah,
I'm happy to sit down, if council is,
yes,
amenable. And sort of look at sort of a federal strategy to put this on their agenda, and I would just speak with the chief of staff or the Ontario desk and get a meeting request in and do it.
we
with-
even know if we knew what ministry it was.
Well, that's the thing I have to figure out, but I I have a lobbying ban, but I can help come up with a plan and ask for the
Okay, that'd be great,
appropriate.
yeah. I just. I can't believe that they wouldn't even grant us a further meeting.
Polite no.
A polite no,
Don't even
exactly,
warrant that.
No,
right?
this is their plan. They're just gonna keep going unless something
Yeah,
else makes them stop.
I thought I was ticked off before my meetings last week, but to hear that they're going to open 150 branches in the US
Yeah.
and they're closing our little Eganville. Unreal, just, anyway,
Yeah, the federal government has sole jurisdiction over banks.
yes,
It's the Department of Finance is the branch of government responsible for federally regulated financing institutions.
Okay,
So,
we need a meeting.
the Bank of Canada, blah, 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 blah. We'll figure it out.
And they enjoy regulations provided by the federal government that make them highly competitive and protected in many respects in the world banking industry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the Prime Minister knows all about that stuff.
And there is actually an office of the superintendent of financial institutions. That's not,
That might be a,
Make
But-
sure we send a pic of the horse and buggy parked at all
Yeah.
parts.
but I also, this is like this is kind of a bread and butter issue that people actually care about, that politicians will care about too,
yeah, as they
as
should.
they should. So this is
Yeah.
something that I think we just need to get it on people's radar so that they can pick up the fight as well.
Yeah, it's, again, unacceptable.
Yeah.
All right, so we will come up with a plan in the next week.
Yeah, so the direction that staff needs is a date. for
Oh,
the- for
sorry.
A date for the town hall. Who would we be inviting? Like, if we're inviting the mayor of North Dakota Wilberforce, the mayor
Yeah.
of Godmaster Brumley, if we're inviting the chief from Pequawknagon, the Mennonite community, other groups like senior center, health groups, things like that. So some direction on that would be helpful, and we can sort of put together, our MPP, our MP, we can put together a list of here's the organizations that we've invited. Here's the date, and then we can publish the date and move forward with that. And then on the other side of things, certainly send correspondence, whether it's, a letter to BMO, to their Equity and Inclusion, department.
Uh-huh.
But then also, would we send a letter to the commissioner, to the
Yes.
superintendent, CC ministers? And would we include that letter in our, and the letter to Equity and Inclusion to BMO? And what I would say is those two things can happen at the same time.
That's
There's no
right.
reason
Yeah.
after the town hall, we could send a follow-up meeting, part of that letter could be, we're having a town hall on this date, da-da-da.
Yeah,
But at this point, here's our concerns,
Mm.
and, send it out to various spots, so we can have that ready to go, that letter, resolution ready to go to come back to the February 3rd meeting. And the, invite to the town hall, if we pick a date,
Like
we
early
can have that
February.
ready to go, because we should probably,
Time's of the essence, right?
Yeah.
either have
Agreed.
it the same week, like you said, on the Thursday after the February 3rd, or.
so I have a Roma board meeting on the 12th and the 13th, which is the Thursday and Friday. But I can duck out in the evening on the Thursday if you want. Well, okay.
I think I would really like to be there. We have Thursday would be fine. Friday, we have a tournament in Newmarket
When is this now?
that
Okay.
weekend.
The-
Do we want to do it though?
Maybe
on
the
a week-
19th.
Do we want to do it on a weekend or on an evening? I think is the first
Oh.
question.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like, when will we get more people
Well,
available?
Don't lose the fact that the Mennonites have a holy day on the weekend, whether it's Saturday.
Saturday. They do Sundays.
I think weeknight, but people after work kind of thing.
well, that's where I was thinking 6 o'clock on a Thursday.
On the 12th?
Maybe on the 19th then. Like, that gives us an extra week.
Mhm. And Wayne Long is the Secretary of State for CRA and financial institutions. And I used to work with his chief of staff, so we can, I think, even just set up a phone call too.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, can we do, is the 19th okay?
19th is
19th,
good for me. 6 p.m. or 6:30?
I think 6, as people are coming home.
I just think like,
that's
you
the
have to think
19th
about
of
dinner
January.
time, people,
I don't care.
It's of January, yes.
Monday.
Of February.
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
February.
just want to get people all they're coming home before they've already started making dinner and sitting down for it. So whatever people think.
Is that too late? February 19th, is that what you're saying?
I think we need lead time to have staff send out these letters and send invitations.
Okay,
Yeah, and then we can have time to have something to report from what we've heard back as
Yeah.
well.
That's
right.
the other thing,
Yeah.
is that if we do hear back from their inclusion department or whatever.
Yeah,
Then at least we have something to tell our residents. And again, I said this over and over and over again, and I'll say it again. This is not just Bonnecheer Valley.
No, exactly.
You know, it affects our entire area.
Tracy? But I suggest that we add the representative from the credit union to be present. I don't necessarily mean they're at a place of.
It's part of our
speaking,
guests.
But but questions about banking and what they and their part in banking in the community, because they serve a lot of people.
Would that be putting them on the spot?
Well, what I'm saying, I don't think we necessarily invite them as participants,
Oh,
or maybe just a quiet phone call to let them know what's happening and that
on the invite list.
if they want.
Yeah, we can certainly let them know,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to put them on the spot as a speaker,
No,
but they could be there as a resource.
If they
Yes.
wanna get up and speak, then
Yeah,
it's up to them.
well, yeah, if people said, well, there's gonna be no banking here, then
If we do still.
they'll say, well, you are represented here from another banking institution. So
yeah.
anyway, I think they should be invited.
And actually, John, to your point, I think that they're going to see a lot of people jump ship anyway, just for the distance, if somebody needs in-person banking.
Yeah, they don't have a bank, ATM, do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh,
Yeah, they do.
Okay, I don't go there, so,
Oh, no, I meant what, if BMO closes.
yeah,
So if I was a BMO
yeah. You can.
client, it's
Yeah.
45 minutes one way or the other,
Yeah.
right? Renfrew or Pembroke,
A
so
lot longer by horse.
a lot.
Yeah, exactly,
It's- Yeah,
hence the problem.
Yeah. okay.
So that's the 19th at 6 then,
Yeah.
and if there's a change, give us a call.
Yeah, I'm just double checking with Kevin. He's probably not.
Oh, yeah, he's,
He's probably not back at the arena to check the list, but he may get back to me before the meeting ends today.
okay, so we have a tentative, and then hopefully we'll hear back from Kevin soon.
Okay.
Okay, cool, thank you, Nat.
Okay, four of those.
The swear words were abundant with the,
I do wonder if we make it 5:30, same time as our council meetings as opposed to 6. I feel like 6 people are home and they don't want to come back out. Do
okay,
people think, like, if we're trying to get people on their way home?
that's what I was thinking on their way home.
Yeah,
Who providing snacks?
we could have coffee,
I think coffee and water.
a bit.
I also I don't see this as being until 9 o'clock sort of thing. I think that people will want to come, they'll want to explain their situation. We need to be taking copious notes and letting, you know, letting people know that we will be reaching back out to BMO
Yeah,
with their specific concerns. But I also want them to phone the commissioner. I want them to phone the inclusion department. Like I think
give
that
them
there's
some,
stuff that
So-
we need to impart.
So there's information package for them, and do we want to videotape this as well for use
Yeah, that's
With our-
probably not a bad idea.
for our outreach?
Yeah. We can also do a social media blitz.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think there's many things that we probably need to do, and also, you know, it's one thing to say who our community is, but to visually show them
I
as
know.
well, I think would be ideal.
But
Yeah.
again, from the response email, they weren't even paying attention.
Yeah,
So it's, you know,
well, they might,
We-
given our target list of who we're going after, having a video support for that would be
yeah,
ideal.
but I mean,
We'll
even
speak to
Annette
those
talked
people
about the enormous farming community.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right,
Should we give it an end time then?
Um,
So that it's not like this is there's an agenda?
I mean, we could say 5:30 to 7:30 on the,
Cool.
Sure.
right, just.
And that's on
just
the
so people
19th.
are aware.
Or 7?
Yeah, just so people are,
Yeah.
people know,
I wanna give people ample time to speak as well.
Yeah,
And, yeah, it was sort of weird at our official plan meeting, I kind of had sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock in my head, but it ended very quickly, so we don't know how many
Yeah.
people will come, we
right.
don't know, you know. I think that we need to be there as a council and staff for concerns and to let them know that it doesn't appear that the Bank of Montreal cares about their banking in Eganville, but we do.
I'm just wondering about starting at 5:30. Are they gonna say, well, that's our supper time?
Well-
Should we set
That's
it?
why I was thinking 5:30 gets them home in time to have still supper, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you say 6, you're hitting right in the middle of both of those two things.
Right, the early eaters and the late eaters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you don't have to stay the whole time. If you came at 5:30 and stayed until 6 and said your piece and you were ready to go.
Heard what you needed to hear.
You know, if you
And
can't
makes
make it
everyone
until
happy.
6:30, that's okay too.
but you know what, you're saying that, do we call this more of an open house? As opposed to a town hall,
Yes, yeah, maybe.
right?
Just so that people
Because-
know they can come and go.
A town hall is really when there's an issue that we're dealing with. As opposed to an open house that,
I think of an open house as like, we're gonna have to keep having the same conversation over and over again with just groups. I think there's a presentation,
yeah.
5:30 to 5:45, or however long we think
Yeah.
will be. And then questions and answers, or like opportunity for,
But if we call it an open house, then maybe people will feel free to come whenever they want.
but then they might miss. If they know like this is the period when we're gonna speak, that's the town hall, then the other time is for, I don't care about what it's called, but I do think that they need to know,
Oh,
like,
there's gonna be structure.
there's a speaking period.
Yeah,
And if we put it on YouTube,
yes,
then if you missed it, you
Yes,
could still see that part later.
that's right.
But we still would like you to come out and bring your thoughts and your comments.
Yes.
If you can't get there for 5:30 for the presentation, you can watch that later.
Yeah,
But, you know, still come out at 6:30 and give us your thoughts because,
5:30.
because. No, but I mean, if they couldn't get there.
oh, if they,
5:30,
yes,
if you
yes,
can,
still
Still
come,
come at 6:30
yes,
and give us your thoughts.
Yes.
So that we can
We're gonna
pass
have-
all those on and you can watch our presentation, you know.
And then we can gather,
Right.
use that to gather further information from people that couldn't
Mhm.
go on
Yeah.
social outreach.
Yeah.
maybe we make it to 7, and then people can, if they don't, if there's more time, we can make more time, but then we're not sitting around waiting for 2 hours if people haven't
Mhm.
come,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like an open house, you kind of have to stay the whole time.
Yeah.
But if it starts 5:30 and ends at 7, if we need to go longer, we can go longer. We can always push it potentially, but people can also leave their comments. If
Yeah.
they haven't had a chance to say something.
So we could not put an end time on it. We could say starting at 5:30, and we can just see how many people will come. We'll be there for sure for an hour, probably till 7.
Yeah.
And then,
oh,
you
I
know,
think, yes,
we
easily
can
enough.
certainly say something there that says, you know, if this doesn't work for you, it will be available online. And we would still very much appreciate you forwarding your comments or concerns to the township office as we continue to put together our advocacy.
Yes,
For the feds and the commissioner, yeah.
yes,
It might be a good idea also just to take information from people coming, have it like a form to fill out, like your name, if you wanna do
Yeah,
it, your
sure.
phone number,
Email.
do you email, do you bank there?
Yep.
How many years, how does this affect you? So that even if people don't wanna put up their hands, we're collecting some information.
Yeah, for sure.
Be good to do that digitally, like when we do our meetings. I don't know the software that's used for that.
except the problem is that this online banking and doing things digitally is exactly why we don't want the bank to close.
You can have both though.
Yes, absolutely, you have both, but it's, you know.
I'm just thinking of staff time, the owners of going.
Like, they're teaching people how to do telephone banking.
Yeah,
You can also just scan it, put into AI, have AI tell you what everyone is,
summarize it for you.
summarize it.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll have a sign-in sheet. And we'll put those questions on there.
AI can summarize our meetings,
Yep.
so,
And the 19th is available, so.
Great.
awesome, perfect, done.
I don't know, John, did you still have your hand up or were you?
You have a question?
Well, I think you covered that. One of the things there for people who drop in and want to say that they'll have a sheet that says. It's gonna be on, you'll be on YouTube, and here's who you can phone to complain to the bank. Well,
Yes,
that's
and all the departments you can phone at the Bank of Montreal, yeah,
Like they phone you.
yeah.
And if Meredith comes up with a department where they might want to, well, they can always phone their MP. It is federal and it can phone their
Yeah,
MPP.
for sure.
Those
But
names should
it's
be on there
MP.
too, and these are
It would-
activities of daily living. important.
That's,
It's a
that's what-
federal issue though.
I think inviting Billy is lovely, but realistically,
federal.
it is federal, so. Why are we involving a level of government where he'll just get embroiled in something.
He'll be annoyed with us.
Yeah.
He'd never be annoyed with us.
But I mean, like, I would be annoyed with anyone who's, if it's not if, you know your jurisdiction, know who you're going
Yeah,
to, it's
know your level of.
know your level of government.
Mhm.
Don't just blanket everyone,
In fact, this
be
is,
precise.
this is above our pay grade, but these are our keeps.
Yeah.
Right?
This is local.
We're taking it on. I'm glad that all 5 of us are a little fired up about this too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially when I think of the Mennonite community and their need. You know,
yeah,
Seniors.
and
that
that's,
too.
I-
people with mobility issues, you
Mhm.
know,
yeah, and farmers,
yeah.
like, anyway.
And
Yeah,
tourism is a big.
Tourism.
one. It's huge.
yeah,
They deal
How
in
does it
cash a
affect
lot.
tourism?
They deal in cash a lot,
Ah,
and if they don't, it's not like they can do, where you take a picture of the check or things like they deal in cash.
that was
And so
my,
you're now forcing them to drive further, and they don't have the time, like their season is short, it's
Yeah.
very, very busy. So, yeah.
that was my joke, by the way, with the Bank of Montreal people, that you can't take a picture of the cash and deposit.
Yeah, no,
They
it's.
did not appreciate it.
they should.
No.
That was our first inkling.
And just like us, at the waste sites.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, what do you mean you can't put in, a debit machine or something?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
well, there's no power and there's no internet.
Mhm.
Oh.
Right.
Well, I guess if you have a
So-
square device.
So we deal in cash too, we
Yeah.
do as well, so.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like we've got a good plan, so, that'll be my focus for sure, as soon as we get back, from Roma, maybe this week, I might, Thursday, Friday, maybe, put some time in there too as well. So Bill 5, council sort of was looking at Bill 5 and, what comments should we put in on it? And so I just had a quick conversation, with the Bruce at the county, because a lot of the impacts of Bill 5, of course, are planning when you're talking about, environmental, and you're talking about, archaeological.
Mhm.
And so, at this point, the county hasn't made submissions. Didn't seem to me that they're running on the, that they were thinking of submitting, but at the same point in time, in my conversation with him, they're looking for the regs too. Like what specifically is it going to impact us? And I mean, when you're looking at the change to habitat, you're looking at the change to endangered species, you're looking at the change to, like, to me, the archaeological is huge, because when
Yeah.
when you're on a river and that's how everybody travels, there are artifacts
Mhm.
that could very easily get lost in the history. So, but I have to say, I know that there's also people in the community who are looking to develop and who are very frustrated with archaeological, or are also very frustrated with where there is no species, but there's habitat. So there could be species there, but there isn't any species there, and it's just habitat. So I think it's without the regulations to know exactly how far are we taking this and how much are we shrinking it. I really am not sure what to say.
That's why AMO is asking for that.
Yes.
Just as-
There are too many times that we're getting an idea, but we're not getting, the devil's always in the details. We don't have the details.
Mhm.
You were saying, how far does this go? Well, Gene's brother, who farmed against the opposite side of the Apiango High School, they banked here,
Oh, okay.
you know? They got
Yeah.
quite a large operation, I mean, and you think they're closer to Cobden or whatnot, but, well, they banked.
Yeah.
That's so far, that you don't know how far people are coming.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
for sure,
no.
for sure.
So,
On Bill 5,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One of the things I think we had discussed at the last meeting was, and I hear what, I appreciate the investigation that you've done, is we are, at least I think, maybe we wanna make us like discuss, or are we all on the same page? Pro-development, we want to see people able to enrich our community with development, but being done in a way that respects the environment. And so it's about balancing those two things, but we need to have, as you said, the devil's in the detail. So we need to understand they're sending something out with very little, but it could have a huge impact where there's not a lot of clarity. So perhaps it's about consultation or it's about clarity. I guess I put it back to you. What do you think that we need from the provincial government so that we're not, that like we're getting this blanket bill with no details and then it comes out and it's all done perhaps? Like, what do you see as being, or
That's-
both of you?
So AMO, so we need the details. We need the actual wording of the legislation. And AMO is exactly where you're at. We want development across Ontario, but it's gotta be responsible development. At
Right,
the same time, the previous Endangered Species Act was over prescriptive.
right.
Right, there are things that can be massaged a little to make development easier and without $50,000 studies. So AMO's not done, but if you want to, we can do a resolution asking for, consultation.
Or like, what are they, what is the purpose of this bill? But the purpose is to build faster and cut red
That's,
tape. So what are the things that they are looking at?
we don't know.
And I think that is where we want the clarity. We would like clarity of where are you looking at making this faster or easier? Like, we will support the government in your objective as long as there has been some local, and maybe it is that we're looking for some local input so that there's not a blanket, because Ontario is a diverse place.
That was a
Maybe-
huge discussion in Roma, right? That we are very different than
Right.
Southwestern Ontario. Yes.
And like, well, I think of the Bon Jour Caves, which I think whether it's in Bon Jour Valley or just on the border of it, doesn't matter, but that's a place that was discovered by luck in some cases. And there might be other things like that that wouldn't get discovered until someone starts to dig. And what are the things that are gonna be put in place that are gonna
Yeah.
protect that, at the same time allow us to.
So it could be a resolution, I can bring it back to the February 3rd meeting, that's basically, that says, whereas we don't have all of this information. And where we understand the regulations that are going to come could very much impact both our environment, our habitat, our archaeological history in this area
Mhm.
with the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan as our neighbor, because we have a river base running through here, something that says that because we have all of these concerns, because we are in a farming community, because we have a lot of lakes. So there is environmental concerns, there is species concerns, there is archaeological, just basically saying that we would, what we would ask is that the government then provide us with more details, so that we could look at this.
I'd also
And-
like to see a list of who they've consulted with. They're very quick to put out, we've had consultations. Well, who have you had the consultations with? Because we went through this with the fire regulations. There were no rural or small town volunteer fire departments on that consultation list.
Mhm.
We see it over and over and over and over again. And that's very, it's very concerning when we're very unique and they're not taking a cross section of uniqueness,
Mhm.
right? They're taking urban, small urban, and maybe nothing north of 7.
And maybe it's also asking that within the bill that they bring forward, that they give allowances for exceptions and uniquenesses
Yeah.
for municipalities to have a mechanism within that, because I think like that's what we're really looking for. And I think I would just say, I think framing it in the vein of we appreciate and we are on board with the objective. Like, we're not against that. It's a lot of times, these come across as very anti-government, or we're against what you're doing. I think I say we support your objective. We want to make sure that this is done.
I would
In a
actually
way.
say that across Renfrew County, we're really good at that.
Yeah.
At saying, how can we help you, government,
Yeah,
right? How can we frame this so that it's good for all of us?
and a way that we can sign off quickly and we can get behind it is to make sure that we have some mechanisms that protect places with some of these other things in place, that there could be an extra, if a municipality has a concern, there is some avenue for us to,
Yeah. Yeah,
So we're basically looking for our ask from them, like, the whereas,
Mhm.
yes, we're okay with your objective and here's how we see it impacting us. So therefore, we're asking you who you consulted on this. We would also like to ask you for further local consultation.
yes,
And, and the assigning of local responsibility for some of these issues, because we understand, because Ontario is so diverse, we understand what we need. You may not.
right.
So we're looking to be empowered. We're looking to be consulted and we're looking to be empowered. And we're also kind of asking, like, who did you consult? That's really the gist of it.
And that they have like, what was the word that, not like a mechanism, or that within this, that there are,
exception rules.
except there, that those
Mhm.
rules with exceptions
Yeah.
available for
There-
municipalities.
There are exceptions in zoning, in planning.
Yeah.
There are already, like, how many,
Mhm.
we've got rural exception 23, so there are other acts that have exceptions in them.
And that's where they would just basically download it to the local responsibility, where they're saying, here's the bill, here's the regulations. And these will be implemented.
Yes.
with Zoning and official plans. Like, how about we implement these through our own solutions, through ourselves, like.
Well, and a lot of it is under the Planning Act, so we
That's
got
right.
the official plan, we've got our zoning bylaw, so how can we
Mhm,
sort of meld them together, meld
mhm.
what they wanna do into those documents?
Yeah, so
I
don't.
mean, I really don't wanna open up the official plan again, but
But I also think the point you made about that, and I think both of you made this, that we recognize that the current laws are too restrictive,
Mhm.
and that they cause huge monetary studies to do the smallest things. We
yeah,
love that you are going in this direction. That's going to make it more affordable to build and less of a albatross. However,
Yeah,
you know.
don't take away all of
but
our
I think,
powers.
but I think I'm gonna say, like, yes, that's good,
Mhm.
right? That's,
because if I wanna build a house and I have a budget to build that house. And I've bought the land, and now I have to do a $30,000 aggregate study and a $30,000 endangered species study.
Or a church who wants to sell their building,
yeah,
has to do $70,000 archaeological study because the graveyards are not
exactly.
clearly marked.
Exactly,
That's what we should be empowered to avoid, so that local development can occur and the one-to-one. If someone wants to build 25 housing units, maybe that is a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
and I think that we're never gonna see, I love your optimism. We're never gonna see that level, but I do think that there are ways that this bill could be formulated. And not blanketed across the province of Ontario.
And empower us as responsible levels of government who know our local.
I think
No.
that's the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're asking for.
And where do the discussions start with our Indigenous communities? Is that at our level or
We need to consult
Mhm.
There
is
has,
provincial,
provincial?
yeah,
Okay.
and federal.
unless it's a project that's
Federal.
down, yeah, but yes.
Yeah.
But duty to consult is very important.
It is.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I've got, so, February 3rd, I will work on that,
Thank you, kind madam.
and pass it around, I don't always get them out ahead of time, because sometimes we're just supporting, you know what I mean, so, but this one I will add to the agenda, so you'll be able to see ahead of time if there's tweaks.
Right.
Let me know. Great. So the pre-budget submission, we did, get approval to present, on Thursday, so, I'll be presenting, Sandra's gonna sit with me and we'll present to the committee and, basically talk about, the municipalities across Ontario getting the 100% HST back.
I want
know
my
why we
HST.
can't have it back. And, also just have a discussion once you're speaking, once you got 7 minutes, you gotta
Yeah.
know. So, policing costs, that's great. Again, leading with grace and gratitude. Thanks so
Mhm.
much for, the capping and the 11%. Can you? But really, yeah.
I actually, I don't prescribe to that actually, it was only 11%, it could have been 19%. No, it shouldn't have been 11%. So I'm
Well-
actually on the other side of that, but I want my 1.76 HST.
Yes, no, I think that.
I want it bad.
Just a thank you to them for that, but yes, I think the gist of the policing cost is that the fact of the matter is that there are other policing organizations out there that are in single digits.
Yeah,
And, until I guess my submission that I'm still working on is, because I just got notice yesterday, is that, if before they have time to look at the entire system, because I do think they need to have a good look at it. Something's
Yes,
going
they-
on there, but once, while we're waiting for them, because that's gonna take time, and I get that, it's, OPP is massive, so while they're looking at it, I think my request would be that, municipal policing costs that subscribe to OPP should not be more than single digits.
Is it in terms of a
Increases.
percentage?
In terms of a percentage, because, you're looking at Ottawa, you're looking at Toronto, and whether they're 2, 3, 4, you know what I mean, they're not 11. So I appreciate the cap at 11, and I appreciate you need some time to look at the system.
Maybe it's that you appreciate the cap, but there's a cap.
I appreciate that there's a cap, yes, I know it could be higher, but I really, while they're looking at the system, I would appreciate the cost not to be more than our other local policing organizations, which are in the single digits. Maybe I'll just,
well, and they found us the 77 million last year, and they should be able to find us the 77 million this year. And I will say to Sandra that there are lots of municipalities now that are looking to divide out or parse out that OPP costs on their tax bills so that residents realize this $400 on your taxes, that's not Bonnechere Valley. That's going straight to the OPP.
That'd be helpful.
I mean,
They do it for schools,
Well,
right?
school and county.
Yeah,
But I think that we have an opportunity, once we're doing budget, to make that social media, extravaganza where we can say of this percentage that this is your OPP, this is what you're paying per household. So I think that there's a way to do it without, it being onerous on you and trying to do it by assessment on the tax roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there's another way to skin this cat. If we did it on average, because you can't really do it on average, but I think we said every household in Bonnechere Valley is paying $500 a year for OPP, right? It's not gonna be accurate, but it'll be close enough that people will think, my goodness, why is OPP so much?
it's
So,
25% of our levy.
yes.
holy smokes. And I think the other point to make, and I think I may have said this in another meeting, is that we don't have any control or say
Mm-mm.
over any of their administrative costs.
Nope.
We just get stuck with the bill and we have to pay it.
Yeah.
And I think that is problematic when, we always wring our hands about building a new building or doing anything, and they just build and they just do because they have someone to give the bill to with no mechanism to say, well, I didn't sign up for that. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't build better and do things properly, but there needs to be some restraint if this is the cost that is being downloaded.
Or maybe they need oversight.
They need oversight.
So what happened last year was through Roma up to AMO to the government, we were able to say there was no consultation. We got this dropped on us on a Thursday morning at 10 o'clock that this was what And by 11 o'clock that night, I had 219 municipalities or 213 municipalities that had sent me all their information, what their increase was, what their partnership fund had gone up, what it looked like on their levy, etc. So we had that documentation for AMO on the Friday that we were able to send through the amazing policy director of AMO to the AG's or to Solgen. And they were through about 4 or 5 meetings, they went, whoops, you're right. We didn't consult with AMO. We didn't consult with anybody else. It was only, I believe, 5 or 6 of the larger police forces. And they put out this $77 million fund. My concern is that in the fall, the Solgen's office had consultation by Zoom. And they did it by regions, and I think on ours, there were probably, what do you think, 200 people on that?
Yeah.
Easily. And I said, when I was offered the opportunity to speak, I said, I hope you're not seriously considering this consultation, because that's not what it is. It was tap dancing through, they knew that there was going to be another major upset for 2026. But if we have these
It's exactly.
webinars, for lack of a better term, because that's basically what they were, cover your butt seminars, that they could say, well, we told you in 2025 that this was going to occur. You just didn't pay attention. But I said that. And immediately all of our colleagues are texting going, good job, Jen, like go after them. Like, this was not consultation. This was heads up, 2026 is going to be really, really bad too. So that did not sit well with me at all. So, again, AMO knows about it, Roma knows about it. And we of course have a delegation at Roma. I don't understand why they wouldn't have, forget about this ridiculous cap of 11%. I don't know why they wouldn't have done a meager increase and covered the difference again this year, knowing that their collective agreement, they had no oversight, and it was over 2 years, and this is the second year. And I again, the consultation, and I burst out laughing the other day when we did get the OPP Know Your Bill webinar, which is scheduled for next Thursday and then the following Monday or whatever. I emailed Annette and I said, is this a joke? Like, learn how to read your OPP bill? Oh my good God. I don't know what they're thinking. So anyway.
Is it for municipalities to read the bill?
Yes.
Oh.
It's utterly ridiculous.
So, at least we know now where the Bank of Montreal got the playbook on how to deliver that news to people.
Right.
They're in cahoots.
And again, they did say it was gonna be a cap of 11%. But then in the letter, they decided that they would put, oh, this is what 11% looks like for you. But it could have been 19%, which would have been this much. So aren't you lucky?
Kind of their reporting in general.
Right?
That's, the quality of their
Mostly
reporting.
for 26 to 35.
Well, okay, I was just using 19 as an example, but I mean, it was like, look at us, aren't we great? It went up to 950,000, not 1.2 million. Anyway.
In other words, you're lucky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll save all that for the soul, Jen.
Oh, yeah.
This is just a pre-budget, so I'm gonna stick to just dollars and
Yeah.
ask the province to continue to fund something towards OPP until they have time to look at it.
And I'm glad that Meredith's coming because the Solgen is not a fan of mine.
The pre-budget submission, that's with the province, obviously.
Yes,
It's
it's in Pembroke,
Pembroke.
but I'm just gonna attend by Zoom because you can.
okay.
And
And is it like,
It's Ernie Hardman.
Ernie Hardman is I don't know if he's the chair.
Yeah.
The chair, yes.
okay,
Of
so
the
it's a
committee?
committee.
Yes.
So it's a committee that's going around the province listening to, And it's not specifically for municipalities though?
No,
No.
Okay.
it's for any organization that wants to present. So I mean,
I know the hospitals were very interested, that was one.
yeah, so it doesn't hurt to
Right.
put our request, don't forget municipalities.
Right,
And,
Yes.
Well,
we need.
good for you for getting on the agenda. I'm less familiar, what is the 100% HST rebate?
So. I'm gonna do my rant.
Okay. All right.
Does everyone else know? Okay,
So.
we can find out later.
Of the 13% HST, municipalities get all of it back to rebate,
Yes,
except for 1.76%. It's been 1.76% since I've sat here and probably since Sanders been here.
I have
No.
changed the codes.
Oh, you
So at
did?
one point, we got back 100%.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we don't know why it's 1.76. That's a really arbitrary number. But the other thing is, just on our Connecting Link project last year, just on that project, that was 1% of our tax levy in HST
Mm,
that we could have gotten back, but we didn't. Anyway, Peter Bethlen-Falvey, the Minister of Finance, knows. Every time he sees me, he's like, I know. We had an amazing delegation with Z Hammond before the cabinet shuffle, where he was the PA to Peter, and he really liked the idea and was gonna run it up the flagpole. Then we had a terrible delegation with Michelle Cooper, who's the new PA for Bethlen-Falvey, and she almost escorted us from the room. Like they just, I get the. I think my challenge is that, it's back to your point about, they want us to have some solutions. They want us to have other revenue tools. Well, this is a revenue tool, and I know that it's a bit convoluted because the feds are involved, but this is a revenue tool that could change municipalities and how we are fiscally sustainable. I just don't understand why this isn't a no-brainer when at one point it was 100%. They've already said no to the local share. They will not raise HST and this has gone back to the Liberal government where they were going into an election and they wanted no part of it. The HST has never been increased. It's actually been decreased, and that 1% would stay in your local municipality only for infrastructure, which was very interesting. And AMO had it all broken down, every municipality, and what that would mean for our infrastructure reserves. And no government wants any part of it. So then the 1.76 seemed also like a no-brainer, but it landed like a lead balloon. So
can I just see if I get it? So 100%, we get 100% back of our HST minus 1.76. So
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
about the 1.76.
Yes.
That we're not getting back.
yes,
And what does that mean in dollar terms for us in a year?
It's about 1.7% on our levy.
Yeah.
Like, depends how much we spend, right? So that's the thing.
if there's a huge project,
Like this year, we have massive projects.
Yeah.
So we're
Right.
spending millions of dollars on infrastructure. So this year, it's a lot. So, and what we would get back versus obviously what the city of Ottawa or whoever would get back, if they're investing more, they're gonna get more back. So when they switched to harmonized tax, so it used to be HST and
Yeah.
PST, when they switched to the harmonized, two things happened. One, we had to start paying HST on things we never had to pay before, like
Right,
our
correct.
consultants. So
Yeah.
if we're paying, $500,000 in consulting fee for engineers and geotechnical and all this kind of stuff, we didn't have to pay that before. So now we're paying it and we're only getting a portion back. So why can't we have all of that back for municipalities, not maybe for I understand that's, but for municipalities, like you're taking our local money, we're paying it up to the province.
Right.
And just to be clear, the feds give us 100% back. It's the province that does not. So, yeah, and it could be a little convoluted. I understand that because it's harmonized.
that's, yeah,
Which, we've said that's fine. If it can't go through the rebate program, then just create a fund. So just last year alone in provincial HST, because of inflation, there was an extra $30 billion, in the pot. And to give all municipalities, all 444, our 1.76% back, was 283 million. 283 million out of 30 billion that you got, that you didn't know was coming, that was never nothing. And it's just like, the Fed's got a bunch of with inflation, that's more coming in. What did they do? They went ahead and invested in the dental program. So, we had discussions with them. We fought for a chunk of that money. Municipalities didn't get it, went to the dental program. Not saying, whatever, everyone's got to make their decisions. I'm not at that level of government. I don't know. That could have been the absolute excellent decision for the country. Very difficult, especially to disperse through provinces. We're so different. Not everybody's harmonized,
Mhm.
but yeah, like I just think we should be able to get and that funding back. And for us, I think, we're talking $60,000. You know what I mean? And in a big year like this,
Yeah.
maybe we're talking 80 to 90, maybe even $100,000, which is not a big deal to the province, but it's a massive, massive deal to Bossier Valley.
Well, I think this has been great prep for you,
Yeah.
for your budget submission, because.
Oh, we've
This is
done,
you've got a great,
we've done this delegation
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
We did it with Peter Bethlen Falvey, Z Hammond, and Michelle Cooper.
but I think the thing that really sticks with me is it's done on the federal side. They give 100% back. The province should be matching it.
Yeah.
And it's also the fact that it encourages building and
Yes.
that, because the more you're building and the more you're investing, the more you'll get
Yeah.
back.
That's right.
It's for people who aren't doing anything, they're not gonna.
That's right. Yeah.
But there are a lot of elected and even staff, I think, that don't know what that 1.76 is. So I think it was about, like, even when we were telling people our very first delegation, there were a lot of elected going, I never thought of that before. But it could really add up in a big, I agreed.
Yeah.
Not the year that you buy, a box of printer paper. I'm talking major projects. But when 1% on our levy is 40 grand and the 1.76 on this was 30,
Yeah.
34,
And that's one project. That's one.
one project.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
It sounds like Annette's on this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll
So-
see. Anyway,
Well, good luck.
we'll have that, basically just reminding the province that municipalities need money and here's some different spots,
Yep.
that's it. So. So Roma conference, so that's, we're leaving there for next week. We've got the 2 delegation approvals, so we didn't get ministry of transportation, but we did get solicitor general, so talking about obviously all those things like policing costs and accountability and all of that, and then energy and mines, one more time, we're gonna roll that out with everything else.
It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Well, in all fairness, the first delegation was an absolute no. It was a
Yes.
flat out no. The second one, was a maybe.
Agreed.
The third one was, let's talk about this outside the conference. This is not enough time to cover it all. So then we talked about it outside the conference and we came back again. Then we got a yes, we will, but we didn't get a.
We don't know what the
we
yes
got,
is
yes,
for.
we will solve your problem. but
Yeah.
We're not sure how yet. So
So we're
really,
moving the needle.
we have moved the needle every single time. So my hope is at this meeting, it's remember at Amo in August when you said yes, and we were gonna figure it out by the end of the year. It's now the new year. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful.
God bless you.
I'm hopeful, yeah. So,
Well, and the challenging part is, this isn't just us. This isn't just Bonnechere Valley, right? We've got to take into consideration Mississippi, Melson, Renfrew.
yeah.
And I think that there was absolute merit in all 3 of us coming together.
Mhm.
But then, then the question comes up, well, there must be more of you in Ontario. And, thank God for Paul Norris. He's like, no, there are not.
Right.
It's just these 3.
Yeah.
Like, you're not setting a precedent, as the
Right.
deputy minister said twice. It's just the 3 of us.
Yeah, the president of the Water Power Association of Ontario has been very supportive.
God, he's
been amazing.
That's great.
I don't know what we do without him.
We'll continue.
Yes.
So recreation agreements, North Algonah Wilberforce is coming to tonight's council meeting. Master Brumley's reviewing theirs on January 22nd, so we like to sort of know and have some sustainability with the users of the arena. Which is good, especially when we're investing money in it as we are this year. Information privacy report, so I did just finish that today, so I can attach that report to the February, I don't know if I'll do it the 3rd, my report's the second meeting in February, maybe I'll attach it to that. But that's, I just have one outstanding that I got December 12th. I've sent the answer, I've received a response back from the individual, I think everything's fine with the information that he received, so unless I hear something, I have to wait 30 days. I'll be closing that file and then I don't have any more on my desk at this time.
I think IESO knew that we were talking about the dams because we just got emails from them.
Okay. AMO, so I went ahead and booked the rooms for AMO in August. Registrations can come later in the spring. They're usually, you're not gonna be banned from the registration, but so let me know who's going and what days and I will look after it, John, this year, so that if you would like, or if you want to look after it, that's fine too. So,
I'm just gonna drive there in the morning, have a coffee and show up,
okay,
right?
it worked out fine, right, in the end.
I enjoy that as I get to spend more time with my lovely wife.
So this is a bit of a heavier report on the arena project. So back in 2022, we got some funding to do an energy efficiency plan on the arena and the curling club. And so we did do both of them, and we did apply for both of them through the green initiatives, but we only got the arena, we didn't get the curling club. And the curling club would have been net zero. It would have been totally functioning on, anyways, it is what it is. We'll continue to look for other spots to apply for that. And the arena, you know, as Kevin alluded to, we really were gonna spend this money anyway, like our portion. So now we're spending less than what we were gonna spend, and we're getting more for our buck, because we've got $1 million. I think we applied for 1.15, but anyway, they did email up and said, would you accept $1 million?
And Annette said, absolutely
And I
not.
said, "Oh."
Annette said, take your $1 million.
So,
She phoned me, she's like, well, you're gonna be really disappointed.
So we did get to fund some additional funding through FCM, so that's where the extra 151 is coming from, and then the rest would be through a loan, which is already, it's all approved, it's all obviously the agreements still have to come through to council, and they, even though we're not doing any public announcements right now, they both organizations know that I'm bringing it to council because we have to move things forward and we have to get this project started. So they've both approved me bringing this information to council, but there will at some point probably be an official presentation. So, and basically what it said was our carbon footprint at the arena was going to be reduced by 80%. And we're going to be tracking now whether we meet 80%, you know, that's what the plan said, that's what the environmental engineers saw, but I mean, they're going to track it for a full year afterwards, and we'll see where we actually get. And it does say we save $50,000 a year, but just to be clear, we're probably saving like $20,000, like.
Some of it is water.
Yeah, first of all, some of it's water, so don't tell Daryl. First of all, some of it's water, so it's not really a savings, we're taking from one to the other.
That's right.
Some of it's hydro, which is great, and then some of it is gonna be from the solar panels. So that is like a revenue in to offset the cost, but it's not really it is still, at the end of the day, more money coming into the arena because it is very expensive to run the arena. So, yeah, so that's basically had to bring it forward so that we could move to get these two pieces ordered because they take weeks and weeks to get here. So, and we want to make sure that we're working on the arena in the summertime, or not it is the arena, but it's really the ice plant.
Yeah.
When it's not in use, because I don't really want to have it shut down while it's in use, while it's, in the season. So that's, where we're coming forward, and I think the agreement is attached as well. And all of these purchases are through
Canoe.
procurement, so they're not sole source, they've gone through, Canoe, who outsources through everybody, and through.
That's the beauty of them, they do all the heavy lifting on making sure that we're all legal beagle, having 3 quotes, and it's
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah, and because the quotes that we used to apply for the funding were in 2022. You know, we did add some contingency when we applied for the second fund, so. You know, we do have all of that in there in the loan from FCM and in that second portion of the grant, so. Hopefully we can still meet the 2022 prices, but it might be, either way, we're still spending less than if we just went ahead and replaced the parts we were gonna replace with no funding, so. There's still savings and ongoing savings for energy efficiency, so.
That's great.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if there's any other questions or the resolutions would come to council tonight.
Debbie, you're gonna have all sorts of announcements to report on in February.
I know, that's what makes it sort of strange.
We
I know you know that.
know. It's horrible. Could we have a quick break
Yeah,
before we,
So
yeah.
that's that. How about,
Okay, sure.
Annette's is done, we're going into community
Yeah.
development, but I just thought before we start.
yes,
the new-
3:50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
suggest.
may be throwing
are live.
Welcome back, everyone. I guess Annette, if you want to finish giving us an update on your report.
Okay, so we have onto Sarah's report. We've got the Easter egg hunt planned for Saturday, March the 21st. We'll keep working towards that, see more and more kids coming out. It's so, I can't believe the kids that come out.
I know. I
So-
think this budget is very reasonable too.
Yeah, so I think that's really all, the reason this is in
Yeah.
here is because we don't have the budget passed. So she's ready to go spend some money on this. I'm not seeing any concerns, so moving forward. Canada Day, so we did make the deposits to Rajesh and Capital Drone Show, which we already talked about at council. March break, so she's still working with Camp Smitty to see if they're interested in doing Camp Day again during March break. And again, putting together the March Break Madness, which started with the museum in Tracy. And so every year we've kind of put together that from all groups so that you're looking at 1 week's worth of activity and you can pick what you want to do while you're off and or your kids are off. And then, of course, the 25th amalgamation committee. So still, working with all those groups to make those plans. The swim program, so you were gonna ask about the swim program. So I don't know what you want to know. We are planning it again for 2026 at Rotary Beach. We have at least 2 instructors. We're the third one. I don't have confirmation if he's coming back or not, but if he is, then we'll have 3. And we still have to reach out to the Pembroke Pool. We have someone there who does the testing so that we can get the certificates. We've got our Life Saving Society license. And we have lots of municipalities who would like to join in and contribute to our program to keep the registrations low. So we've, Whitewater and Laurentian Valley, were in previous years and now, and Norfolk or Wilberforce, of course. And then, now Admaston Bromley wants to join in as well. So I
great.
think
What-
more kids the better.
If I may?
Yep.
Thrilled to hear it. What was the registrations like in the last few years?
So
What are we seeing in terms of numbers?
we had space for about 108 kids. Now, sometimes we have people register with 1 or 2 kids and then they drop out last minute and we've already denied the other person. They've already been on and that's unfortunate, but it happens, right? So I think we had over, like, I don't know if it was 89 kids or more last year, but we had really good turnout for
Fantastic.
kids. So and we try also to group them, right? Like we don't want to have, I think last year we had one where there was, we had this group was full with 10 kids, this group had 1. So, sometimes it's calling parents to say, I know you picked Tuesdays at this time, but you're the only person who picked that time for this level. So it means your child's gonna be in a class by itself, or we could move you to Thursdays at this time where there's a full class. So
There will be other children.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I mean, it is, it's actually, it's a good program to run, but it does take more coordination than I realized.
Mhm.
When we got back into it, I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here.
Mhm.
I spoke to Jenna Stizens and she was our head instructor last year and she has agreed to come back and run the program because assisting us with the program was the coordinator from Norfolk and Wilberforce and she's no longer there. So we had a discussion with them and they said, would you guys be willing to take it over? And I know Sarah's maybe not going to be here, so
Sarah won't be.
did have a discussion with Jenna and she'll be home. She'll be home at the end of April. So she'll hopefully start here in May and we'll have the program already done and planned and advertised well before then with her input.
Mhm.
But, we'll have somebody hands-on who can make the phone calls and assist with that because I think it's an important program for
Yeah.
everybody.
It
Yeah,
really is.
is it ever?
I remember when I moved here and had children, I said like one of the best things was this swim program that was close, it was affordable. When you live in a city, you have to get up at 5 a.m. to get a call, to be in the system, to hopefully get a spot.
Rolling laptops.
And it really like these kind of value add things that make life
Yeah.
like better here than in other places, I think are really important to save. So I'm glad to hear. I was just, hearing you talk, like, I think maybe if we haven't had a wait list might be a good idea. We know that people do drop off last
Yeah.
minute, that might be a good
Yeah,
thing to
but usually
implement.
by the time, the problem is,
Already
by the
ready.
time they're telling us we're not coming, it's the day before the class starts, you call the other person, they're like, I already booked my child into a camp over here.
Yeah.
And I get that,
Yeah,
but we, you know, like I said, we try to work with everybody and get as many people in, and I think, like I said, it was a different coordinator last year, but Jenna thinks we can actually get more kids, she thinks we can.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of, and we did hear that from parents too. There was breaks between the, between the lessons, because that's the way they were scheduled. I can't start a lesson 15 minutes early, when you're scheduled an hour apart, and you can only have the kids of certain age in the water for a certain period of time, as
Mhm.
recommended by the life. So I think they spaced them a little bit too far apart last time, so then you'd have, like, the kids could still stay and play at the park and in the water, but you know, they weren't supposed to be still instructing after that period of time.
Right.
So I think we can tighten it up a bit and get more kids. So maybe we can have 120 kids, 130 kids, and
That's
great.
That sure sounds like Jenna.
Yes.
Does it, right?
Yes,
That,
yeah.
seriously.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's good. So, yeah. And at the Eagles Nest, so we did have a couple of responses from some individuals, an adult and a high school student. So, we're just waiting to see, what dates they would be available. So we're waiting for the hockey tournament to end and then bring that forward. And so Sarah's continuing to work on that so that we can have that out. Like, I know, the resource center in Killaloo does come and takes the kids after school. They walk from the school down and they play games in the Eagles Nest, you know, a few times a year. But this is sort of an add-on to that, so we'll see if we can get a couple of days booked with those people and get them advertised.
Can I make one recommendation just on the looking for high school students? Because they could get some community
Yeah,
hours.
absolutely.
They're not on Facebook. They're on Snapchat. And you can do a post on Snapchat, like, for, if you just want to reach
Do we
the
have a
audience.
channel? You guys
I don't-
subscribe?
I think we did a while ago, and we weren't getting there wasn't any pickup from it, but
Yeah.
we can certainly try it again, yeah.
Or an
But
Instagram.
maybe.
I was gonna
maybe-
say,
Those are
might
the
have been
two.
Instagram.
But I will say the kids around here I happen to know are all on Snapchat.
Yeah.
okay,
And they
Yeah.
can share it, like looking for some community hours, wanna,
Mhm.
like, do you
Mhm.
enjoy playing games with kids?
right,
Yeah, no, we can certainly look back into that. I think we just
Yeah.
weren't getting. We
Yeah,
weren't getting, and I mean, maybe we weren't getting feedback, not that maybe we weren't reaching certain people, but they might not have been commenting on it, or,
Right.
you know, they're not the ones coming in to talk to us to say, this is where I saw it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, so,
but we're gonna try, I mean, when you say Facebook, kids are like, are you ever old?
I know. It-
Right?
It's through the parents, right? And the parents talking to the kids to say, did you see, this is where you can get some volunteer hours, you know,
Yeah.
but
And send something maybe out in the next tax bill.
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Mhm.
Well, and talking to Opiongo, even
yeah, they'll say.
St.
this.
Joe's or,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure. And that was the other idea, sorry, that Jenna did bring forward to me, was she said she would like to set up a table at the fun fairs at the school for the.
Great
Yeah.
yeah,
So I liked that idea too.
Yeah.
We've never done that before. Not that, we have lots of uptake of the swim program. It's not one of those programs that we need to advertise.
But you
really.
wanna let
But,
people know.
you know, just making it accessible.
Yeah.
Is good. So I liked that idea too.
So the amalgamation committee and the EACDG, they're kind of together now. Because the EACDG has agreed they'll help out with different events that we want to do. I think I'm chair, but I don't want to be chair of that committee. Because I think that it is community, but we do have a meeting set up. I have no idea when. Next Friday.
But isn't that to talk about Canada Day?
Yeah, but I think that we should also see if we can wrangle, because we're gonna have Michelle, Kayla, Laurel. If we could wrangle other people and just see if there are interested parties.
Mhm.
Should we all be invited? or-
Yeah, well, it would be helpful if not three of us were there.
Yeah, we can't have quorum.
Right,
So you want to add to the Canada Day meeting,
Yeah.
25th?
23rd. Oh, I got it.
Okay, yeah,
The meeting is on the 23rd for the 25th.
okay.
Yes.
All right, I'll ask Sarah to reach out to the people who are interested in the 25th to come and we'll talk about both of those things.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, we just can't have all of council, we can't have 3 of council. So obviously you're going. Is there another member of council who's interested in being, not that we won't report back to council, it's not, we're not, you know.
I'll pass.
We used to do like, when it was a committee thing. I remember when we did the 125.
Yes.
I don't wanna talk about your illegal meetings from 2017.
But it wasn't illegal when it was about. It was a committee.
Because it was a committee. Something maybe to look into.
You can't have a quorum if you're gonna make
I'm gonna
any
pass,
decisions.
so.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay,
Unless you want me
Okay.
to go.
I can send
I
you
think-
by Meredith if you're interested.
The other thing is we can send information out to all council.
Information is fine,
Yeah,
sharing
yeah.
information is no problem.
No decisions.
It's no decision, so the
We don't
problem
go,
is,
you just narked us out from 2016.
I don't think we made decisions though.
No, we
just
didn't.
planned things.
Yeah.
We didn't make decisions.
just
You're right.
buying things. Okay, all right, okay.
I like
Anything
how
else,
quickly.
Jeanette?
John was like, not it.
Okay, there's nothing else there other than funding.
Okay, the
and
ROD
then-
program, that was the phone call I just got from Billy, so I'm afraid that he didn't tell me if we got the money for the police system. I'm
Okay.
going to assume we didn't. The ROD, by the way, is the former RED, which was the Rural Economic Development Fund. It's now the Rural Ontario Development Fund.
Mhm.
And Minister Thompson was explaining last week that they changed the name because some of the things that were being applied for were very important, but they weren't necessarily starting with economic development, but this would grow into economic development. So they changed the name of the fund. We did think it was a terrible name. Everybody has giggled about it, but anyway, yeah.
Well, we did budget for the police system last year.
Yeah.
And we did spend, I don't know if it was half the money, I think it was $15,000 overall, I don't know if we spent half the money because it is built. But we have to have it installed, so
Right.
there will be more coming back to this, so we were hoping we'd get it all funded, but if not.
Well-
It should be it shouldn't be a massive bill for 2026, and it will be nice, we don't have to call Alan Bruce or somebody else in, so when things like this happen.
Exactly.
We can just make it happen.
So I don't know that for sure. But
Yeah.
I hope we get the fund, but yeah,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
And Erica's report, obviously we have zoning coming up at the next meeting. And we have Nicole Moore still coming into the township office the first Wednesday of the month. So if people have planning questions, you can come and chat with her. It doesn't cost. And, yeah, obviously she has the licenses in and stuff for 2026. Not much going on yet, but I'm sure it's already ramping up. I saw paperwork at the counter.
Was the increase of consultation time increased to an hour? That was probably necessary because there's
Yes.
a lot to talk about.
People come in with some very, so sometimes it's very good because what we have is somebody call ahead of time. And they'll say, this is what I wanna do, this is my property, this is what I'm looking at doing, and we can report all of that ahead of time to the planner, so that when they get here. It's a half an hour conversation, but there are others who, maybe aren't quite sure what they wanna do, we're looking at this, we're looking at that, and those conversations obviously go on longer, because every time you come up with a different. Development or planning idea, the planner has to kind of go, okay, well, that's different, and goes into a whole other thing, so, yeah, but I think still. Everybody should be able to get in, because I don't think we've ever had maybe once, we had a full day, like, I don't think we've ever filled every spot, I don't know if there's 5 spots. And I don't think there's been too many days we've had more than 3, but we generally always have people.
Yeah.
It's such a great service to have
So true.
here in the municipality, especially when people aren't quite sure what they want to do. And do they want to go make an appointment at the county and drive and, I just think it's an amazing service.
Yeah.
So she helps you at ground zero essentially. It's
Yeah,
like, I
Exactly.
want to winterize or rebuild parts of my place. So she'll say, this is the steps that you need to take and that
Yeah,
kind of thing. That's how they guide you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then we have the second step in the process sometimes, if it's more complicated. Then we have the general inquiry form that the county does. Now there is a cost of 200 for that, but the township, not all townships do, but Bow Valley picks up that cost because we're not employing a planner, right? So we're saving those costs. So, you know, we might have 12 a year. So if it's $2,000 on planning, but it's moving forward, like look at the development and the site plans and the things that we've seen come through here. Those people
Yeah.
might not have gone forward with all of those things if they didn't have that avenue to go down. So, I mean, it's money well spent. Yeah, and then you can see we're compliant with emergency management. We don't have our official,
That's the
letter.
quickest I've ever seen an email come through that we were compliant.
yes, usually it's a long wait. But
It's a year later.
That's good, yeah. So that's all I have.
Okay, great, thank you. Daryl Wagner is on medical leave, so if there's any questions about his report, Annette is willing to field those and relay that back to him. Moving on to correspondence A, does anyone have anything that they wanted to address?
I just love that all the things I sit on, we're getting the news, so much more communication now, it's wonderful. Like,
So you're it's good for us because you're here, right?
Yeah,
You
but
can
it's-
explain everything.
it's incredible.
So correspondence A, no comments, questions? Okay, moving on to correspondence B, the library board resignation notice. So what happens here? Do we appoint someone?
Well, we need to send out a notice that we'll take applications and then we can choose somebody, yeah.
Yeah, so I
So
just
that's the
didn't want to
direction?
move forward. Yes,
Mhm.
looking for staff direction. If I can move forward, I'll
Yep.
advertise it in the leader and we put it on social media and see.
And this is for a community representative.
Yes.
Yes.
Boxer Valley.
And
Yes.
Dorothy Langman has been just invaluable on that board. And we thank her for all of her time and effort, but certainly, you know, everybody has a time when they want to retire from things that they're doing, so,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think if we can, if we get it in the 21st, I think we can certainly ask for, applications by the, you know, by the 29th. I don't think
Yeah.
it's extensive. And then, we can either, depending on how many we get, I can bring it straight to an open session and we can appoint from them.
Yeah.
Or if we get multiple and it's gonna have to be a larger conversation, we might wanna go into close just because I don't.
Or do we
Yeah,
want
talking
to?
about residents, I think.
Yeah,
It's different.
yeah,
So-
let's see how many applications we got.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, all right, that's what we'll do.
moving on to Laurel's barn quilt proposal.
Yeah, it's for a fundraiser.
It should, the painting of it though, do you
Yeah.
have it? I just want to say I'm not, this is marketing background when it comes to dissecting a logo and brand.
Because it doesn't look like that
No,
exactly.
and I'm apprehensive about doing that, but I don't know how you feel on a municipal level. Typically, you don't mess with anyone's brand, you know, with their.
No, I
logo.
agree, but I
So-
like yeah,
It's pretty close. It's a barn quilt, so they can't
That's-
get level of detail.
and
Like,
she did say that she left off the wording.
I know, that's just my take. I
Okay,
shouldn't mess with it, but that's my view,
I also think though that we have a
and it's busy.
logo that is way too busy for
It
a
is busy,
logo.
it is.
well, and certainly can't replicate all of that onto a burn quilt.
Unless
That's
you did stamping.
You
in
got the
words.
trees, well, pardon me,
Unless you did paint stamps with the words, if you wanted to do words on it.
but to your point, if it's not our exact logo, then let's not put our name on it,
Yeah,
right?
but do you approve?
I like
The design?
the pine trees and I thought it was lovely, especially as burn quilt, but
I think it's a small project and we're not saying that it's going to be the same as or replace, so I'd have no problem with her going through. I don't think the numbers will be huge and it'll be a good, another project contributing to the many projects. for
yeah,
25th.
well, and there are a lot of them.
No, I just want to,
I agree. I
I
hear
work so
what you're
much with brand police that,
No, your concerns are noted,
yeah.
and I might feel differently if it did say Township of Bonnechere Valley. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was lovely though.
No, I do too,
Yeah.
it's just a question to ask.
So we would be the only party who might be upset about it if we.
Yeah,
would
yeah,
think
I
so.
don't think anybody
I
else
don't
would.
feel very upset
Yeah.
looking at that, so obviously if there is a final version for us to look at, we'll look again, but. I don't
Okay,
know.
if John's not crying over it, then.
No, it's not, it's, I think it's a valid question and.
I think we made a valid point.
But I also think like on the flip side, this is somebody who is looking at doing something to recognize the township and
Done a lot of work.
done a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, at
and
first I thought it was
fundraising.
for us.
Yeah, so like, where is it for?
It's for a fundraiser.
I understand, but what's, like, is it gonna be auctioned? Or,
No,
Or several people.
How is it
No, I
being-
could,
Right?
I could purchase her, I could contract her to make one for my side of my house, I assumed.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
Aren't several people painting the same image? This fundraiser? No?
it's not
Oh,
painting.
that's not what
No? Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
okay.
It's a Barnfield workshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it's a workshop, yeah.
Meaning other
But
people.
are
be
they all
painting the
doing-
same
So it's like a
thing.
paint night for Barnfield.
Yes, that's right, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
To be, but I don't know if they're gonna be auctioned off either.
No,
Now,
but
but
people, it'll be like,
Yeah, it's individuals.
so a paint night is like you pay $100 to go to this
Yeah.
thing, you get all the materials and you leave with something that's like that.
Yeah.
So we're
Right.
gonna see a whole lot of these on,
Different versions of.
yeah,
Yes, yeah,
and she's just,
Oh, I see, she's running a barn quilt fundraiser. Oh, now I understand.
So there'll be, if there's 20 people, there'll be 20 different versions of our logo
yes,
on a barn quilt.
yes.
Oh, I did not understand that, my apologies. Okay,
I think it's a lovely thing to do.
okay, so then, as John just said, then we'll have versions of that logo all over the township.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, no, I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't.
But no, not three of us can sign up for the quilting
That's.
contest.
no, we can't, we just can't make any decision.
Annette
That's
will
right.
know.
Right, yes,
We have to,
you can, just. What?
well, we can, but we have to take Sandra or Annette with us to make sure we don't have an illegal meeting. Especially after Meredith just narked us out apparently.
So there were no decisions made.
No,
No,
it wasn't
no.
decisions,
It's
just
clear,
plans.
it's fine.
Okay. All right, moving on to items 3 to 7. Are there items here that we want to address, move forward, support? Anyone?
I say no.
No? Moving on?
Okay.
Okay, moving on, Jen.
All right.
report.
So since my last report, I attended 14 no, I'm sorry, I attended 11 meetings. I almost lied. 11 meetings. The following, I've got just a brief summary. County Council is meeting tomorrow, but you saw last year's. On January 8th and 9th, I attended the inaugural Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus in Kingston. Bonnie Clark was re-elected chair and Nathan Townend was elected vice chair. I will say for anybody that saw my social, myself as a warden and chair of EORN, and Robin Jones, president of AMO, and former warden Krista Lowry, chair of Roma, and former warden Bonnie Clark, chair of the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, and current warden, all Eastern Ontario women, which I thought was pretty cool. The Roma board report is in our correspondence. I just want to make note, the potential changes to the governance of OMERS will now be added as a plenary at the Roma conference. This issue is very convoluted and serious government overreach. So I've asked that a rack card be made for delegates so that people have a takeaway to come home with. Governing our employees' pensions is absolutely not something that the provincial government should be dabbling in, and AMO policy is all over it. Our cell project is now 86% complete. Since my last report, 2 more towers in the county of Renfrew have come online. One in Brudenell, Lindock and Raglan on Letterkenny, and one in Whitewater. And I can't think of the road now, but they are coming online. slowly but surely, and it's awesome. Our Board of Health just met yesterday. That was our 2026 inaugural. Joanne King is staying as the chair, and Troy Purcell, who is a counselor in Pembroke, is now our vice chair. And they did striking committee, and I sit on finance and resources, but thank goodness I don't chair anything. I don't have any more. So I just put in a note here about BMO, just so I didn't forget my stuff. And I did, after the tragic fire in Douglas, where a lot of us had our misspent youth. As the warden, I did put out the County of Renfrew is deeply saddened by the loss of the former Douglas Tavern, destroyed in a tragic fire on Monday. This landmark has long been a gathering place and a symbol of strong community spirit that defines Douglas and the surrounding area. Amanda and Dan, owners of the Douglas Trading Post and Diner, revitalized the site with dedication and care. Today's loss is felt not only as the destruction of a historic building, but as a blow to two local entrepreneurs who invested their hearts into preserving its spirit. We're grateful there were no injuries, and extend sincere appreciation to the firefighters and first responders for their swift professional response. As cleanup proceeds, we ask that residents do respect emergency personnel and avoid the area. The county stands with Douglas as we reflect on the loss and support of one another in the days ahead. And I did go later in the day on the Tuesday. I didn't know if the road would be open, etc. But I went at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I spoke to Billy McHale, who I've known my whole life, and spoke with him for a while, and also saw Liam and Seamus, his sons, who are on the fire department, and both very saddened by a building that they grew up in with their grandparents. So I was saddened when I saw the information on social media, and I got a couple of texts, but actually going and standing there was really, really sad. And either Art or Guy brought us back a Murphy sign from Ireland, and it was still in the building. So yeah, anyway, I didn't put any events, and upcoming the next week is Roma, and more Roma, and then some Roma. So being on the board, this is going to be a very, very, very exciting conference. Instead of having one ministers forum, Bear Pit, we're having two. And they're separated into two very distinct themes. And we were laughing at the caucus last week with the chair of Roma that I hope the moderator is ready, because there will inevitably be the person that gets up in the finance ministers forum and says, I've got a long-term care home. So during COVID, AMO had actually done this, where they had separated the two bear pits online. But it was easier because they were getting questions in writing, and they were able to say, oh, this goes in this bear pit, this goes in the other. This should be a hootenanny watching the moderator try and go, okay, wait a minute, no, I think we're in the wrong one. But if you know what, I think that it's better all around. It'll be better for the ministers, better for the people that want to ask a question. And hopefully people will understand that this isn't, I live in Bonnechere Valley, and in Eganville, there's a such and such. These are regional, these are issues that are across the province, not your main street. So it'll be fun. But Chantel Bear is coming back as one of our speakers. Our zone meetups, I'm really excited about those. And this year we're doing them. So zone 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're doing them together. So that should be interesting to try that out. At this time, I have 12 delegations as well. And I'm also chairing the learning lunch for fiscal responsibility on Monday. So it's going to be, I don't actually think I'm going to see the conference. But it's going to be very busy and I hope a really, really good Roma. So I will, I'll certainly need a rest when I get home on Tuesday night into Wednesday. And you're on deck, lady.
Yep.
Okay,
Noted.
so for our viewing public, if you are in need of anything,
Yourself.
you can contact the deputy mayor. Yes, I will send that to you, Sandra.
That's John, right?
Yeah, nice try. John had his year. Okay,
I got gas in my generator, don't worry. I'll
All
do that
right.
before you go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anything else, Jeff?
no, that's all.
All right.
Anybody have any questions?
I have a quick comment, which is, I've gone to Roma in the past and you see, you have basically the entire cabinet sitting there at these bear pits and more than half of them don't get a question and it's all directed at certain people. And it's a
Yeah.
real waste of time.
It is.
So I think this is a really smart thing that they're doing by splitting them up into different, so that you're really targeting those ministers with specific topics. So
Yes,
I sent you a note when I saw it, but I think in particular, it's smart politics to respect the politicians' time as well.
Just suggest, I gather it's run a little differently than years ago when I was there, when you'd get a guy go up and ask a question, well, in 1945, we.
they still get them.
It's
more
more
of a
get
fact.
that.
Absolutely, 100% they get them. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Great. Moving on, youth dances. Meredith, you.
Yes.
want to talk about this?
Yes, I asked to put this on the agenda because I know that this is something that council in general is expressed supportiveness towards having activities for our young people, and we've talked with the youth council and the revitalization of that, and also the challenges that there have been in volunteers. And so I think as I said with the swim program, when I first moved here or when I had children that were of that age, there are some real drawbacks living in a rural community with children. They take a school bus and they come home by a school bus. And if you don't live in the town, there's no social engagement. And kids are spending too much time on their phones and online. And I think more so now than ever, we need to help provide opportunities for social engagement and for them to learn some of those skills. And, at that sort of tween age, and make them appropriate, because I think we're also, if you don't have things like this, you will run into other kinds of problems and it will cost us down the road. So I understand that there's been challenges in the past, and what I wanted to, and I spoke with Tracy before this meeting as well, because I know that Tracy, you've really led the charge on a lot of these kind of recreation. So if Tracy or anybody else, as long as there's not three in a meeting, but we're not making decisions, but just re-looking at how we have done the dances in the past, and is there a way that we can maybe rethink and relook to see how we can have a formula to make sure that they continue. I think it's been maybe a year or two since there's been one. I'm not sure, but it has gone noticed. I have gotten people in the community asking about this, and I kind of feel like as the new person on council, don't have a whole lot of time left. And so in, let's say, the 6 months before the next election, and we're lame duck and whatnot, like what is possible and what can we achieve? And if we can take the opportunity to relook this and come up with some ways of making it sustainable. I'm just asking for council, and we don't need a resolution, I don't think, but just council's leeway on being maybe a little bit more operational than we normally would be on an issue. And I think also
Even if you're
particularly,
just coming up with some ideas on how to do it.
yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying like writing some out, maybe
Yeah.
some like looking at some different ways. And I think also with Sarah going on leave and having a bit of a vacuum, perhaps, that it might be, you know, welcome to have some of that, a new look.
I think you should talk about, I think like youth in general, because there's lots of things
Mhm.
going on. We've got the fair, the job, summit.
Summit, yeah.
Swimming, like, I know when I tackled this in the beginning, I did a survey for the community to identify who was interested in what, because this is preteen. The specifics for the dance, because Opeongo has their own dances.
That's right.
So have a conversation at another meeting, maybe about youth in general. What do we do? What do we offer? What's the interest?
Mhm.
And could we launch that survey to get an idea of what kids are interested in, parents who can help?
Mhm.
Well, I certainly know from the summit, some of the things that they want,
Yeah,
right?
but
So-
package that into like, look at our overarching youth
Right.
program in general, including the library in there and any other organizations. I don't know of anything else, others that offer youth programming for that.
Does the
segment.
Brilliant Love,
They do, they
They
have, but
do,
it's
okay.
not,
Not
it's
that
high
young.
school
yeah,
for youth
yeah,
curling.
yeah.
So,
Cause you're talking about grade 7, grade 8.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, five, it's
between-
5 to 8,
Oh,
isn't
that's
it?
it, okay.
5 to 8, I think.
Is it 5 or grade 6, 7, 8?
No, I think it is great.
I thought it was grade 5. too.
Yeah, yeah.
I love this idea. I know John is fully, he wants to be on that committee. I can see it on his face.
Have to be a
No,
committee.
The youth center is good for that, because we've all talked about that
Absolutely.
building for 3
Yeah.
years now, right?
Yes,
So, and not just that, you've mentioned too about having a youth council member.
yes,
So,
no,
or committee,
a council.
youth council who come here to
Come here,
report.
yes,
So that's part of it, like
Yes.
it's a greater ideas to
Yes.
package under youth in general. And have a meeting just talking about that.
and that's an easy thing for me to do, to get together with the 2 teachers at EDPS, I'll have to figure out St. James. But I think that they were fully on board with sort of letting the parents know. And the parents of the kids that came to the youth summit, those parents are wildly interested.
And Adam Bernard leads an Indigenous program for youth.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
I don't know about St. James, but I know he was at ADPS.
Okay,
Anyway, there's just different stakeholders kind of thing that we could look at an overarching youth
Yeah.
program in general.
but what I found interesting when I went to EDPS is that they don't have student council anymore.
They don't?
No, it didn't, well, none of those kids were on it.
I think they do.
Are they older than grade 5s maybe?
Yes, it's usually the grade 8s.
Oh, only grade 8s?
Yeah, it's like once
Oh.
you get into grade 8, you form the,
Oh, okay.
maybe grade 7s too, but I think it's.
Okay, so wrong demographic.
I mean,
but-
if you, empowering these kids, we want dances and, through them, they ask their parents and friends of parents, and maybe that helps solve the volunteer crisis.
I will say, I think like the overarching is absolutely something that is worth our time and effort. I would like to focus specifically on the youth dances so that it doesn't get bogged down in some of the other, things that have become like roadblocks have come up in the way. And so I'm happy to be part of a bigger conversation as well. But if I can just focus on what are the things that have been successful, what are been the challenges, what's been holding it up? And can we look at unlocking some of those things with some maybe different thoughts or creativity or whatnot? I've done a lot of events in my life. And so having a youth dance.
Mayor, why don't we leave this with you? You can pick
Yes.
Sarah's brain, pick Dana's brain, pick Annette's brain, see. Can you
Yes.
do some research?
That's what I would like to do.
Then do it.
And I'm just asking for
Then make it
leeway, let
happen.
me do it. Council will know I'm not just freelancing. I have the blessing to do some of that. Thank you.
All right,
I do, Madam Chair, if I could just.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't realize where the conversation was gonna go, but when the conversation went around to, as you were talking about overarching. We did have a resident come in, and I'm not gonna disclose too many details, because one, I don't have them. And they were looking to put forward a proposal
Mhm.
for kids programming at Legion Field. Like outside of soccer and baseball and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And so I'm anxious to see when that comes forward, what it is.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I said like, yes, the field, like, it's used, like for touch a truck or different things. But if there's something that they wanna do there, they basically asked like, how would we go about, you know, getting that space.
Right.
And running a regular program and doing these things, and I said, well, just give us a proposal.
Yeah.
Put your phone number on it, if we have questions, we'll call you beforehand and we take it forward, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
interested to see.
Yeah,
I don't know what, I
Yeah.
don't have a details, but I'm interested to
I have a
see,
feeling I might know who it is. I'll
like
tell
you
you.
said, more
Mhm.
things going on in the community, for youth and looking for, because we don't have programming staff. I mean, you know, you look at any of our neighbors and most of our positions are combos, right? Like
Yeah.
you have others that have a CAO, they have a clerk, they have a
Split
deputy clerk,
roles,
they have a
yeah.
treasurer, they have a deputy treasurer. So that's 5 people. We got 2 people in those positions, and that's across the board of all of our departments, which keeps dollars down. But that's where we're kind of like, we really want to help. We've only got this much resources, but yeah, if the community is like, rah, we can do this,
Mhm.
you know, we want to help.
I think too, and Mayor and I have spoken about that, you and I have spoken about, that we have this asset of the youth building, or let's not even call it the youth building. The building at
Funky
Legion
cute
Field,
building.
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
a great little building.
Mhm.
And we have the asset and it's right there.
Yeah.
Now with the splash pad and the play structure and soccer and
Curly.
pickleball and
Yeah.
curling and you name it. It's a missed opportunity in my mind. And I get what you're saying. We don't have somebody that's just programming.
Mhm.
But I think that if there's some research done and if this person comes back with a good proposal, I think we jump on it.
And if, you know, just to add to it, where budget cycle's coming out,
Mhm.
do we need a part-time body for it? If we have more programming, if the ideas come back, there's more
Mhm.
programming, it should pay for another resource if it's paid programming.
I think that we
Depending
have
on what
to
it
see
is.
where we land with budget, but
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
maybe there is a need to bring in a part-time body or a full-time person that's
Mhm.
not split.
right.
Yeah.
Or it's reduced 30 hours a week. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be,
Mhm.
could be something unique that we create.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and that's what we did with the swim, right?
Yeah.
We said the swim program is really, really important. So, you know, it's gonna go on the budget and we're gonna fund, you know, additional employees for that specific program.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But there-
It goes well because, you know, we get
It's
to
a
run it over
shared
the summer.
service too.
It's also a shared service. So all of those things
Yeah.
are, it's just
Exactly.
finding,
Someone else can chip into this.
it's finding the right model.
Yeah.
And the right program and the right, like, you know, and the right person is
Yeah,
key.
it is.
Because,
Agreed.
otherwise, yeah.
And also
Yeah.
understanding, if there's community grants within this
Yeah.
frame too, that we can go after,
Yeah.
that would fund part of that too.
I think too, we saw this, you know, even 2018, 2019, there didn't seem to be as many kids, and then all of a sudden into COVID and people were moving here and now the schools are packed.
Mhm.
So I think that we're now seeing a huge uptick of especially that age, right? Like there are 2 grade 5 classes at EDPS.
They're always,
Oh, there were.
yeah.
So
There's in kindergarten, they're over capacity. There's like 36, 40 kids in the 3 kindergartens. And did when my kids were there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a myth that there's been a decline in.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just because of COVID, we didn't
Yeah.
see anybody.
But I will tell you, I went to a youth dance, maybe it was the last one, maybe there was one afterwards. And because like my oldest is only in high school this year, so it was packed.
Mhm.
And the kids loved mixing from the different schools and people come from Cobden and they're establishing their social skills and it's really, really important.
Yeah.
We used to have them back in, I know here, I grew up.
Yeah.
We used to have all kinds of stuff like that.
I think the last one was a year ago and we just haven't been able to find the people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a shame. I agree with you. It's a shame. I've
Yeah.
chaperoned them many times. In the last couple of years and it's just, we just cannot find the people And like you said, there's so many, so you don't wanna cap it. You don't wanna say, oh, only half of you are gonna get in. That's the
No.
worst thing you wanna do. So then you need the people.
That's right.
So
What is the ratio that you need?
it's supposed to be 7-1.
Oh, there is a rule, okay.
So which means we need 17 chaperones for the 120 kids we get, but we have run them with 10, which means we're not, like, it's a risk and we're not meeting the ratio, but
Someone stays in the bathroom.
we seem to be able to, keep it just at a level at 10. But we haven't been able to get 10. So the problem is, if we can get 5,
Around
7,
10
even if we get 8 people, we should have 17. And I've been there, and then they ran it, a group of volunteers did run one on their own, and I said, like, we're happy to help out, we're happy to pitch in, we're happy to book facilities, book DJs, get you snacks, like, we can probably even provide a volunteer, but we can't provide 10. So what we need is people that are willing to step forward and do that, and
I even actually, I'm just remembering
Mhm.
this now. I offered to volunteer
Mhm.
and then was told, that's okay, we have enough.
yes, because I
So-
think we did have, that was probably the last one we had.
Right.
We had enough, and then we never had enough again, for whatever reason.
So maybe it's a question of databases and having
Mhm.
people and
And don't
knowing.
burn people out. Like
Don't-
if you've offered to do one, then you don't do another one for like 3 months,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a
Yeah.
database of people is.
And that's what was happening, right, is that we had enough, but then it was the same people, and they were like, yeah, no, we're not going
Right.
back.
Yeah,
And then we were like, okay, we need more people, and we might have one. It's
right,
like, well, that's great.
okay.
We just need another 9.
The good news is there's an appetite, and I think we're all feeling this is something that is worthy and
That's
important.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funnily though, at the summit, there might have only been 2 kids that even talked about dances.
The age,
Right?
because
I
they
think,
got grade 5s.
and a lot of boys,
Yeah.
right? Where they're all bashful.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we're getting there. Establish the next meeting date.
Done.
February 3rd,
Mhm.
is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah,
I think, John, your turn.
And the funding announcements
Yep.
that morning.
Yes, correct.
Media session, any?
So
questions?
our
Yeah,
this-
no, I'll wait for February when we can announce a bunch of things.
yeah, that's right. Woo-hoo.
February 18th.
3rd.
Third.
The 18th as well, though. Don't cross that off.
Yeah, don't get
18th,
rid.
The 18th is council, but so is February 3rd.
And the 18th is unique because it'll be a Wednesday.
That's correct.
Yes,
Oh,
Oh, the 18th is a Wednesday.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
apologies.
That's the
February
second.
I'm
3rd.
going to
I
the
would've missed
Empire
that.
Club.
Oh, we'd called you, Murph.
Okay, so did you have any
Rob Black
questions?
is-
No?
That's good. We'll see you guys.
Okay,
on
so
Thursday.
this concludes the meeting. So if I can get someone to move to close the meeting, all in favor?
but we haven't passed this yet.
Yes, it.
Yeah, and this is
It's coming.
presentation for tonight. We talked about this with Daryl.